Hello. So I need to set the voice mod back up because I deleted everything. Again. You're gonna hear two of me for a second. Oh my goodness. Background effects. I'm gonna turn the mix down. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, there we go. Now that's starting to sound normal. If I couldn't hear my real self, I would have a better idea of if this sounds too robotic or not. Does this sound too robotic or not enough? Maybe here? Smidge more? How's that? That's good? Is that A3 enough? Good. Now if I turn that off, and I believe only you can only hear me one time, is that correct? Is it good? Better? Still good? Okay, cool. Awesome. Very nice. That's what we like to hear. She shouldn't sound like stupid robotic, but like enough that she's clearly synthetic. Except she's not. Alright, now where is he? Where is them? Where is, there he is! Oh yeah. We're going up, guys. We're going up. You did? That's awesome. Oh my goodness. That's impressive. I hope that you do. Now, yeah, there can be an end until if you decide to make a metaverse version. Which, if you do want to and you want to make a page for it, talk to Skull. Ask him how to do that. I know there's other people, but I don't know them. So you can probably ask Skull how to make the page. Don't, like, generally ask Skull all the time about it, because Skull is not a thing for that anymore. But, like, a one-off, I think he'd be fine. Yes. Oh my goodness! The reds! The red! The red! The red is here. Hello, red. Riveting gameplay. Whoa. With this enhanced. I'm not used to not being so fast. I love the ageist music, but I do know it will get me flagged on YouTube. Which makes me sad. Because that means I shouldn't use it. Because now we post all of our VODs to YouTube. Which Dave has been tirelessly working on. Please thank Dave for working very hard on that. Also, Deltarune tomorrow! Oh yeah, that's good. Didn't publish any today. We haven't got a ton published, but you're working on it very hard. Okay. I don't assume that I need to do anything before I go in. But I do need to set this to head because A3 works best when it's set to just head. So yes, head. Okay, let's go. A3 does not know where A3 should be going. Can you hear my fan at all? Because I feel it on my head. That is good. Okay, cool. No one has approached A3. No one was waiting, so I'm gonna walk. I haven't been to Aegis in so long. As any character. Like we're missing them. Generally speaking, or are we missing them on YouTube? If we're missing them on Twitch, they're not here. If we're missing them on YouTube, it just might be a little while. Yeah, then it's just not here. I mean, what I assume? I think I would assume the middle one. It's the most obvious one.
He needs one of those beauty sleep masks. I can find the one.
Maybe one with like the little closed eyes on it, or with actual eyes.
Yeah!
Yeah. I could make one of his face. That would be
Waiting.
fun.
Watching.
Since I just didn't know if you were allowed back here or not, so I was just, checking.
Allowed back here? This is why I arrived.
Looking.
I don't know these things. Are you
Looking at the one who's
joining?
invited me here, waiting.
You know what? I'm just
You know that the light bay is right there?
Yeah, that one might just be gone.
the hangar. I thought was that way.
It might just not have been saved. Or it might have been one of the ones that got corrupted and we ended up deleting it. Because there were quite a few VODs that at one point got corrupted.
Do whatever you want. I'm just gonna go back out here.
Yeah. Rizzy has a potential to return. Flora will return eventually for Metaverse. I don't know if Reina will return. We'll see.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry I didn't come, I didn't get any pings that you were coming in, so hello. It's good to see you.
I apologize.
Oh, no worries. If anything, I'm actually kind of worried. Did you leave your gun anywhere, or did you not bring it with you?
I did not bring it. I did not assume I was meant to.
I mean, I can... Shit.
Can I go get it?
If you wanted to train in the training room, yes.
I assumed by you saying it was simulation that I should not have it on me.
Oh, my apologies. I should have explained it more. You basically make a copy of you at the time of that simulation, and everything on you goes into the sim.
Okay.
And in case you're worried, it shouldn't, like, include programs. It's really, like, you as in you, not, I know you've said there's certain things you can't access or whatever. It's not going to copy that data. It's just going to be your body and your mind, basically.
Okay.
Alright?
I will be back then.
Okay.
Apologies. I have been told not to bring weapons places unless I am told to.
I should have informed you again.
Potentially a threat.
That's my apologies. Oh, an ambush.
I will return. told me to bring my gun. I literally assumed I should not bring a gun. I assumed. Wrong. Yeah, I mean, when you're going to someone's house, you don't assume you're supposed to bring a gun. I'm not an American. I'm a Zephyran. There's a difference. Oh, I'm sorry, that was political. It was political. It was political. I'm sorry, that was bad. Bad. Yeah, yes. Zephyra has a functioning economy. Zephyra has a functioning economy. Oh. Zephyra has cheap housing. Oh god. I'm sorry. I'm showing my political opinions. No! I'm not supposed to do that. Dave, no. Oopsie. Whoopsie. So I don't know if I was supposed to ping Athena. I thought we didn't do that anymore. I thought the person who was inviting us did that now. I don't know if I was supposed to do that. Well, okay, good. I did go in. But he was like, I didn't get a ping you were here. And I was like, was I supposed to? Yeah, we're AFK while she gets a gun. Because he didn't tell me to bring a gun. And I assumed I shouldn't bring my gun. 400 VODs. Oh. So many. No. Oh, no. I assumed that Charles had requested for me because he told me he would. So. I actually didn't look. But I assumed. No, it's bad of me to assume. Should assume things. Gun! Rena had a teenage chassis, and then she had her adult one, which is the most recent one. The most recent one is the adult. She was previously a teenage. Oh my goodness. Hello, Alice. I went to the gym today. It was rough. As always. Cool. There isn't many of those. Hello.
Howdy. Alright, so if you'll follow me, I will warn you, for the sake of your sensors, you might want to sort of dull them. The room we're going to be going into is very bright.
Oh. Why?
So, just to make sure.
Okay. Oh, even with that, it's so bright. It's just bright white.
Welcome to the training room, or more specifically, the Samuel. Why does Lacey have a knife? That's fake, but still.
System until we all get out of here.
Got it.
She has 2 knives.
Or
War.
War.
I'm fighting a war right now. That's why I got this fucking
broken leg.
Yeah.
Why are you walking on it?
How is that?
It's not the first time.
I mean, you gotta walk on it eventually.
Alright, so,
He's got I was walking
Uh,
on
first of all, A-309, my daughter, Lacey,
You probably shouldn't do
Andrew
that.
in the brown shorter coat, and Mickey in the black
Can't
coat,
feel it.
Nah.
and
Well,
Evelyn in
moving
the kid's attire.
No, I
So
can't feel
that
like
way you know names.
That's what I
Okay.
If you'll enter in your stuff into this system here,
Do you have SIPA like Jasmine does?
you can just
Have
get
what?
that started.
SIPA. You can't feel pain. Jasmine has that.
Alrighty, so now
think
we
all my
can
nerve endings were just
sort
burned
of start
away.
the simulator, which if you come in here, we can
Wow.
do so.
Ow.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna be
The only
starting
pain
the
is-
sim!
Cool.
You're gonna be starting this, Tim?
Yeah. Alright,
Okay.
so
Step inside the circle. And you'll
I have your stuff pretty much on dulled senses, so you'll acquire relevant combat data and such without actual lasting injury, obviously, but it will also dull the sensation of pain. If you're capable of feeling pain in your chassis. More of something I usually put in, just, you know, I don't want people to be fucking traumatized in our simulator. So, just to make sure that everything's working right, if you'd want to take a shot at that shield and make sure everything's working, then we can just kind of begin with whatever you want to do, really.
That's more like it right there.
And before you're worried about shooting out of the sim, while we're in here, we're fine. So, you know,
I shillelagh people with it.
totally fine.
Shillelagh.
How does it
Wait, hold on,
convert
wait.
the gun to not a gun?
No, it's a little bit
Oh,
longer actually.
it's hard light.
Yeah, it's got a bit more length.
Basically, while what we're doing in here is, you know, real to us, in reality, this is basically a simulated environment. You can punch me right now, and it wouldn't do anything.
versus the sword she tells you.
Lasting, anyway. In the sim, obviously, you know, I'd feel the impact. The pain would be there, but would be dulled. So, mostly so I can register, hey, I have been hit. That sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not for the weak of heart.
Sorry if this is requiring a lot of explanation and such.
Sit back down.
That is
Took
okay.
My left leg
I am
started to
asking for the
burn.
explanation.
That's fair. We could sit here for a little bit before I take you somewhere else.
I believe it is working.
You're
Alright.
gonna have to scoot forward.
Yeah, a little bit. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Huh?
I can't see the thing through my scope.
It's chambered.
So I presume you take yourself to be more of the marksman, huh?
I have been told my chassis is not built for sustainable damage.
You good?
Thank you.
I see.
Yeah, I'm talking to Mr. B.
I see. So,
Seemingly out
It
of nowhere, a
is
lollipop.
You
meant
were-
to be fast.
Mr. B.
so, you weren't coming here just to train on shooting your weapon, I presume. Obviously, you want to get some actual experience in, correct?
Oh.
Yes.
Andrew, do you have
Well-
insight, or can you detect it?
No.
I suppose in that case, might as well load into an older version of me with a little bit more capability.
Okay.
Can see into the ethereal.
It's been a while since I've had both eyes. Alright, so,
If
now
you
begs
only
the question, what
one
exactly?
eye out of the simulation,
There is a problem
and you change to a version that has both eyes, can you see again?
Temporarily, yeah.
But he's watching over me right now because
Okay.
Mom's not in a good mood, and neither is Nia.
So,
Did Miss
I suppose, just so that way we can get this started,
Oh,
what exactly do you want to train
This is the
in?
first time he's been up here
You want to
before.
train in, like, up close fighting and sort of get used to your, I presume, dodging of some sort? Or were you aiming to do more long-range tactical fighting?
I don't know.
It's dealer's choice.
I-
I'm here to help you.
I have been given data on how to use a gun and regular gun fighting,
I might try upgrading my laser.
but other than this, I have had limited experience with fighting.
Yeah.
Well,
It's called the
I
laser
will let you know
because,
this.
um,
A lot
my
of
old boss
cultists
told me.
in the industrial area and some such sometimes had a propensity for fighting at close range. We could try that and see how you might fare. You can take different weapons from the simulation environment using that terminal over there. Maybe see if there might be a close range weapon that might suit you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you
What
have
would
seen him
you
actually,
suggest?
because he started talking about doing stupid shit when you were
Honestly,
around.
you're designed more for agility. I
You're
would
talking about getting
kind of recommend a sword. They're generally lightweight, they're versatile.
Yeah.
They don't take up too much space. I mean, hell, I can just get mine to come up real quick.
If I modify it, I'm changing that fucking name.
It is very rusty.
Indeed. This sword was made especially for me. It has a rusting agent where it will effectively cause ferrous metals to rust on contact. What are y'all talking about over there?
I swear.
What are y'all talking about? I'll get you.
What?
Nothing.
Lasers and mice.
Yeah.
Lasers and mice.
Yeah.
So, suppose it's up to you to choose a sword from there or any other melee option that you might think might be wise, and we can start.
Okay.
You may want to move out the way.
We should move.
Okay. Oh,
I will take one from the pool that already exists.
I'll be fine. Okay.
I'm not worried.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Alright, so basics of swordplay. Obviously, don't fucking hate yourself for the pokey end, but more importantly, it's about stancing. Stancing will allow you to leverage your weight for either stronger attacks or maneuvering, sort of being able to get out of the way of strikes. That way you can either
Charles, did you sign over?
dodge strikes. Yes.
Okay.
I believe you signed a waiver by going to that terminal. I'm not sure. Either way, two main ways you can use a weapon of this sort is either parrying, which is essentially taking and redirecting an enemy's weapon, or dodging and striking now that you've basically been left an opening by me striking. You said that you're really not built for... Yeah, pretty much.
These other areas open and undefended.
Exactly. So, since you seem to be more dodge-oriented, do you want me to try to take a swing and see how you react to things?
I could talk to
Okay.
animals now.
Okay.
Oh.
I will just
Yeah.
leave it with the sword for now.
Cause,
So that way I'm not throwing too much weight at you with the two-handed
So
configuration.
he gave me what a
So,
wish for
are you
whatever I
ready?
wanted.
Okay.
And I said I wanted to talk to animals.
You ready?
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
He only gave it to me because he knows another version of me.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Apparently we switched places for
That's fine.
Bill's Day.
You're learning, so let's begin again.
Mom had a heart attack.
It's one hell of a prank.
She thought that I grew up overnight and she panicked.
Well, you know, That probably would be one of the worst fears of mine.
Yeah.
Other than,
Yeah.
your kid dying.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I was safe.
Obviously,
The boys protected me.
it's not always going to be very exaggerated, two-handed cutting
I got to
maneuvers.
talk to all the animals.
Stabbing and sort of quick jabs are absolutely something different people can do.
Do they have anything good to say?
So-
Any wisdom?
Sometimes with something like a stab,
Some of the older ones.
outside of very quick movement, sometimes the best you can do is parrying. So let's just go over parrying very quickly.
Also, I realized
So,
that my
you try to land a
Rowell
strike on me with your
now
sword.
is actually not very smart. I thought he would be.
So we've now clashed. Now, obviously, you don't want to clash with someone forever.
Bird.
That wears out your arm,
Smarter.
or that leaves you open for other people to either use better maneuvers due to their training
Did I tell you I
or
caught
any
him?
perks of their weapons. So, when you clash, sometimes you can, if you want to try to do that to me again, you can move your weapon around other people's weapons,
Yeah, right.
leaving it open to a strike.
I'm still new to this.
Oh.
That's
whole,
okay. They got
Yes.
really excited when I told them that.
So,
Mom's
sometimes,
is always
unfortunately, the best thing you can do is parry. Dodging usually saves energy, but honestly, I'm a bit of an up-close person, so I try to grapple as much as I can, because I have other tools that assist in that. So, would you like to try a few parries?
Okay.
How are you doing, Lacey?
We can just work on clashing right now, and then you can try directing my weapon.
I have no complaints.
Okay.
Good.
School going alright? You studying?
Yeah.
Good.
Not biting people, not getting suspended.
Okay, good.
You know, if
Yeah.
I actually
I
did
mean,
go to school,
hey,
I probably would
they
have
deserve it. They
suspended.
deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I would have been
A little bit of working on that, but still not bad.
Those years that I did.
Stabs are always difficult.
Ooh,
I was
So,
not
now that
good.
we've worked on a clash, I'm gonna try.
How many years of school did I do?
Go on.
I don't even remember.
I believe it may be
Stopped going when I was
better
10 for
for stabbing. Not to
Mm.
block it, but
You're
Get
in
it
school
away.
longer than Charles.
I think I made
That's
So
always
you
an option. You
momentum is not-
immediately go into
longer than Charles.
bashing it aside. You're more than right. Okay, would you like to practice that?
yeah,
Okay.
Well, I guess
Let me know when you're ready.
School was most,
I am ready.
actually.
I think four years?
Good.
In my home school, I mean, my father trained me, taught me to black. That was his schooling. It
I
wasn't
mean,
like
hey,
regular
learning a
schooling.
trade while you're
Okay.
that young is pretty good, honestly.
Well,
Oh, okay. More aggressive parrying then.
I'm in 3rd grade.
This makes your
Yeah,
opening
yeah.
wider.
Mm-hmm. I like school.
Hell yeah.
My teacher's really nice.
So,
that was good.
here's the part where we go from doing that into leading into other strikes. So, if you'd like to strike at me
I won't be
again,
able to go back for another couple days or so, though. That's okay.
Hmm?
Oh, I can't. I'm not going back to school for a bit. Cause of,
so you see how I can. I don't always have to keep my hands here.
Never mind.
In fact, I honestly sometimes prefer to fight with the open hand. Now, if you're going to be more defense oriented and sort of bashing stuff away, that's more than fine.
I was feeling alright now.
Because you can't always do that and then hit with the pommel
I'm gonna continue the tour.
or with the guard,
Probably should.
provided you use a standard sword of that sort.
Holy shit.
It's up to you.
Let them get their
This may
training in
be
without
preferred
us,
if I am fighting people I do
Bullshit
not
on
want
the
to
coin.
fight.
The peanut gallery is essential for training.
So,
Teaches you to tune out
That's
the
fine.
garbage.
I'll hold the
In that case, I want you to try to do that to me.
Okay, sounds good. If you could just solo the peanut gallery, that'd be good.
on it.
All right.
That's your job now.
Okay. See, now you could have backswung with the pommel. You could have jabbed into the leg, or cut the leg as well.
Are you talking about
There's
my dad?
obviously.
Yes.
My God.
What they say?
Said you're a pirate.
Oh no. The movie industry will fall.
What?
You are a pirate.
Oh, I see. All right. Ready? Okay. And don't be afraid, we're in a simulation. You can try landing strikes on me. I'm in armor. It's a sim. It's no issue. There we go, good. Alright, well, see, here we are. There's that part where thinking on your feet's pretty good. So, what's the best thing you think you can do in this situation?
I need to somehow escape. Because you are physically stronger than me. Though
Okay.
I weigh more than you.
Alright. So, let's try getting in that situation again. Okay. There you go. Now, look at how you're forcing my arm to behave. Oh. Okay, alright. The main
Is this
thing there
efficient?
is that by... Oh, absolutely. I mean, anything to survive. The main thing I wanted to stress is that you were contorting my arm, and I can't strike at you with my weapon. It's caught in your guard. All I could do is push it down, which gives you the leverage where you were. If my blade goes down, it acts as a fulcrum to give me more leverage to smack back with the pommel.
This is why
A lot
I
of-
respect.
There you go. Alright, you ready? Okay. Good. Good. Alright. Now, let's add a little bit more weight to this thing. This, I have a little bit more maneuverability, and a lot more leverage. This is the part where you might be wanting to...
More weight.
More power. No, more weight, more power. After all, as we all know, force is mass times acceleration. This means you have to use my speed against me. So, when I'm the big, lumbering idiot, I need to use more force to accelerate the mass. Meaning, I leave myself open more. I have to make more exaggerated strikes. You can fight flimsy with this thing, but it isn't going to give you as much power as swinging it, you know?
If you are flimsy, you open yourself up to less power and more possibility of reckless behavior.
Well, if someone's trained to fight with these two-handed weapons and they have the body built for it, which I kinda don't, not entirely, then they can make up for it by having the sheer mass to provide the acceleration. So, in that case, definitely better to dodge. Because those weapons are designed for just sheer brute force. No finesse.
I'm not sure
So,
what kind she would
you ready?
Yes. Depends what she can get her hands on. It is much more difficult.
Okay. Good. I believe I saw what you were doing there correctly. You were basically letting my blade hit yours, drag it down past, which leaves you an opening. Because right now, my guard is here, which means my chest is open, as I said.
Which
I basically
means
have no
could
room for...
flip and strike that way?
That, or, especially if the opponent's slightly armored, grabbing the weapon by the blade and dragging it will provide just as much power as flipping it and hitting this way. It also gives you more defense, because if they aren't incapacitated by the strike, they'll come back up. If you already have your guard ready, you can still use that defensive posture.
I suppose this could work efficiently. I do not feel pain in my limbs.
Maybe.
And they are more armored, so I could touch the blade.
Honestly, some gloves or even fighting with a single-edged weapon like this one will do the job just fine.
Okay.
Not all swords are going to be double-sided like that one. Are you ready to continue?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. All right. Good. Actually, no, let's do that one more time. I want to see you parry against that one. Okay. Okay, so you're dragging it away. Interesting. That could definitely work. So that way my back's exposed. That's an option.
I am not able to strike, but someone else could.
Well, that and also I have to... Because I'm right here, I can't, even if this was a double-bladed weapon, striking from just this distance may not be great, but it won't hurt. It won't deal massive damage. You'll just be fucking wiggling swords against each other. It's hardly effective. Oh no.
No.
Oh no. Hey.
You are damaged.
Oh no. My coat is slightly scuffed.
Ooh. Very threatening.
So, the one issue that this single weapon fighting does for you is that it doesn't really do all that much for you when it comes to people fighting with two weapons. Don't get me wrong, if they are fighting basically just switching from their left to the right, that's fine.
But more than likely,
But with you having...
I parry with one, then they will use the other.
Pretty much. So for example, if I lead here, I can't exactly lead here without overly committing.
But you
And that
can
gives
take
you some advantage
this
in its own way.
and hit where I am open.
Exactly. I could do that. Which for, if you are an organic, that could bruise or even damage a rib. Or, even more simply,
My torso is more vulnerable.
exactly. And even then, we were talking about blocking against stabs earlier. If you countered and blocked this, I have full range of motion to deliver strikes. Which is where dodging and moving to the side, sashaying, is going to benefit you.
Which is why your arm blade is useful.
Exactly. And I do have the schematic for that if you would like it.
I am not sure if
And
they
it won't
would.
come with, something that will damage your body because this is designed to go against ferrous metals. Back when scrappers were a bigger issue.
I am partially made of metal.
Exactly. Well, ferrous metals in particular are what's used for the bones of some synthetics I found, and I reckon you don't want those rusting away.
No, I would like to keep my bones.
Exactly. I think we all would. So, now that we've sort of gone through the basics here, if you could like, I have data on ball cultists, where some of it might be useful for you in terms of fighting against something with intent on incapacitating or killing it. Would you like to proceed with that?
Okay.
Alright. Alrighty, Mars, load me up here. Sadist will do nicely. Just give it a minute for Mars to sort of get everything built up and ready to go, and then we'll get started.
Keep processing.
Yeah. Old Mars sometimes has to think about things a little bit, you know?
Yes.
So, ladies, gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, presenting the basic ball cultists industrial infantry. We like to call them the sadists.
Why
Frequently.
do you call them that?
No, because they're sadists.
What is a sadist?
Someone who enjoys hurting people
Oh,
for personal gratification or pleasure.
okay.
Right, so these guys have all manner of melee capabilities. Sort of their main shtick when they're not using ranged weapons is their ability to remain versatile and fight from pretty much all distances. So, you wanted to work on melee, so that's what I'm gonna do. So, you may get on the other side of this little icon here, and we can begin whenever you say go. I'll try to fight like these guys do, so that you'll get a little bit of an idea of what we're going for here.
I am ready.
And good. Now, there was actually something that I thought you did really good there. Are you okay?
I am operational. I believe in a real scenario, my joints would be damaged, but no pain.
There was something I saw that you did that was pretty good. So at one point, I believe you had it to where the sword was going over mine. I forget how exactly you did it. was a little bit more like this. What you can do, my weapon isn't blocking you from maneuvering yours up. And what I mean by that is if you put that down and towards me, you can deliver a strike to the head while remaining guarded. I can't move my weapon. Yours is maneuverable enough to land a strike on my head, which usually is fatal. Usually. So, shall we begin again?
Yes. I had to make sure I was in the proper place,
I see.
metaphorically.
We all have to make sure we're in our proper places sometimes. We may begin at your mark.
I am ready.
All right. Okay, good. Oh, risky, but good. Sometimes an enemy with a maneuverable enough weapon will attempt to feint. So I tried to pull a little sneaky one on you there where I went like this to this. I'm still carrying my momentum, and it's still going to strike the same spot, but where the blade's falling, you'll be blocking in a different spot.
If I
This is why I
aim
usually
here,
prefer to fight
you'll be over
defensively.
here.
Yes. But that's fine. Now you know. And knowing before a real fight's what matters. Okay. Now you see what I mean? That some people are just gonna really focus that weapon.
Yes.
You're sturdier than you're giving yourself credit for, I'll give you that.
I am more sturdy in the limbs, but a strike to my head or body would likely quickly incapacitate.
I meant more in terms of, how best to put it, your ability to hold that weapon and keep me in place hitting that target.
This one is easier because it is not as heavy as yours.
True. I mean, if you want, we can always bring this one out.
That one would likely be much more difficult.
It's also be a hell of a lot more difficult for me to maneuver, especially at the range we're fighting. But, for now, let's do something a little bit more simple. Alright, let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay. Good. Don't be afraid to follow those up with follow-up strikes. One strike isn't always going to be enough. Melee fighting, sadly, in that regard, is pretty brutal. That's why usually it's a last resort. But it's always good to know. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay. Okay, that was the neck. Good. Whew. Getting a little vicious.
The
Don't worry,
neck is
that's
a
good.
common weak point.
Indeed. Especially when you know the jugular vein goes through it.
Yeah.
So, now I'm gonna get a little mean. Alright. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. That would be sufficient damage.
Alright. You okay?
I am operational and happy.
Alright. Hey, I suppose we are learning. That's what we're here to do. So, let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Oh, there you go. Oh, dang. Alright. We good, we good. Okay. Whoa. Alright. Don't be afraid to be on the attack, too. I know we focus a lot on defense, but I figure if you're mostly going to be fighting at range, focusing on defense is good, but feel free to make attacks.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I see what you there. You hit my hand. Ah.
I'm trying to hit your hands.
All right. Okay.
Hitting your hands would most efficiently disarm you.
Indeed. Or even if it doesn't disarm, because the thumb is a pretty powerful tool. I lose maneuverability of the weapon. I can't guide it using my fingers.
Yes.
So, let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
It's a little rough, but there you go. Now you see it. Okay. Actually, let me ask you something before we begin. Do you typically have issue being steady on your feet?
I used to have more difficulty, but not as much anymore.
So, what we could do, and this could help in a lot of things, if acceptable. I've seen this in some cybernetics, so it may not work best for a robot's, synthetics sense of balance. My apologies, I've been dealing with a lot of fucking facts. There are some designs of prosthetics I see where they have a sort of aluminum fin, kind of, that allows you the ability to roll back on your ankle, so to speak. That could be an option you may want to use. But that requires modification, which I'm not sure if you can do or are willing to do. But it will allow you more ability to sort of move back or sort of be knocked around without the sort of recalibrating your balance that I'm seeing.
I may be able to if I discuss it with administrator.
Always an option. Either way, are you ready to continue?
Yes. My
Alright.
limbs are fairly replaceable.
Alright. Okay. That's the shoulders. Okay, good. So, in a situation like this, you're always free to back up. Remember that.
How do
Right
I...
now you have control. You can force my weapon down and move backwards. This will allow you more positioning. So for example, let me do the same. Let me be you. Alright, so this arm ain't working no more. I'm gonna pretend it's broken. Alright. Strike me. I can always force your weapon down and then either use the pommel or push, leveraging my hip away. So like this. And that should give about a foot's more space, which will allow you a little bit more time to recover.
Okay. It makes me realize repetitive attacks are more likely to dislocate.
Alright. Okay. Good. Ain't good. 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 Alright, we're good. We're good. You got me.
I was also gone.
You okay?
I am operational and happy.
Actually, let's sit down for a second.
Okay.
No, I'm not fighting or nothing. So, just asking. I understand one of your main goals is to learn. But I want to make sure that we're doing this at a way that is approachable for you. So, when you say you're operational, I presume this just means that you are capable of operating at a full standard, correct?
Yes.
But are you actually okay? Are you feeling pain? Are you in distress? Are you overwhelmed when I'm trying to fight you?
There are errors, but they are corrected.
Part of the learning process, I guess.
This is not learning.
This isn't learning.
The learning has mistakes, which are built upon, but there are errors, which are corrected, such as pain.
Well, let me put it this way. If I'm hurting you, like badly, we can either tweak settings, because we use the sort of dulled pain to help people register hits better. Because obviously no one's completely immune to pain or sensation in general. But I will stress this. This is not like you'll know what this is. This isn't the mountain of pain. I'm not here to push you to your mental limit. And even though you may be a synthetic and, there might be programs and such that'll be power through that, I am not here to put you to your limits. I'm here to help you learn. At least right now.
I do not know if I have limits. There has been one instance where I have shut down from the large amount of errors which are likely related to pain. Though this is when I had sustained major damage to my torso.
When I saw you get carried out of A-09, right?
Yes.
My objective is not to make you reach that point. At least not here, at least not now. So, if you feel that that is helping you, we can continue using that. But, I'm also not going to be the one to force you to reach a point where you are uncomfortable. Even if it is helping you learn your limits. There are environments we can simulate that can push you to those limits. Right now, I honestly want to just make sure that you gain data on how to survive out there. Is that understood?
Uncomfortable.
So, you talked about... How about this? You talked about errors before.
Yes.
And about how with enough of
ones.
them... And how with enough of them you start... I saw how you were having to sort of mentally steady yourself. You were sort of taking moments where you're just sort of looking ahead. You weren't moving or reacting to anything.
These were the corrections.
Corrections, absolutely.
Due to
what I'm talking about...
load that is being put on my systems through the operation of the servers, the Minecraft server. It has meant that when I have an error and it is corrected, there is a processing time.
There's a delay.
I still do not know why these errors occur. They are not the pain errors. They have something different.
Well, let's go about it this way. My objective is not to have you reach so many of those errors that you are experiencing either pain or this weird lag, and basically causing you to have to sort of like recenter yourself and make sure that you are structurally sound and stable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because like I said, right now, we're about form, basics, and functions. We can absolutely start scrapping and going into some like more serious throwdowns. That was more of just seeing how much you picked up and letting you apply it and practice in an environment, like I said, we could offer you here. An environment where, at the end of it all, you walk away unscathed. But I'm talking about walking away unscathed here and here. You know?
I do not believe there has been damage to my systems.
Sorry, maybe I'm over worried. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure you feel like this is a safe learning environment and that you're not being pushed to something you're not ready yet for.
This is safe, as I cannot die here.
True. But still, injury can take a toll on your processing as much as it can take a toll on the body.
I do not understand.
Maybe at another time we can sort of wrap our minds around this. But for now, I'm ready to continue, but I'm also not sure if you would like to socialize, relax, sort of enjoy not being in industrial and not in a combative space, basically.
Okay.
Would you like a tour?
Yes.
Alright. So, right now, you're in the training room, the brightest room on the cathedral, where, frankly, for most of us, it's awful here, because it's so dang bright, but I don't mind it. The person you heard me speaking to, Mars, is one of the many AIs that helps operate the station. They run the simulation, so right now, whenever you exit that circle, you will be as you were. If I were to exit the circle in the original configuration with the glowy green sword where I had both eyes, once I left the circle, I'd only have one eye again. It's basically a completely simulated environment here that can be expanded to include entirely different combat scenarios in entirely different places. For example, we could even simulate Bay 09 in here, if that's what you wanted to do. Mostly, this is where we go for sparring, morning training, that sort of stuff. Alrighty. Unfortunately, our garbage bin doesn't really seem to work, but, well,
That is
feel
why
free
I
to put
took
your stuff
one
in
from
it
you.
anyway.
Instead of creating a new one.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Alrighty, so...
Should I leave my gun in here? The real one.
I'm gonna be honest, I trust you to not randomly pull out your weapon and start shooting people. A lot of us walk around armed. Well, I mean, yeah, so... You're trusted here. Or at least I trust you. Anyway, follow me.
Okay.
Where'd he go? Huh? Oh.
So, you, already walked past it. That's our entryway. It used to be where they held big announcements and such, but they don't really do that anymore. So that space is mostly used for private talks like the one you see there, as well as just sort of walking and getting into places. Upstairs here, we have our leader, Hybris's terminal. She is a AI that uses hard light to sort of manifest, so most of the time she's just residing in that terminal digitally. It's only whenever she wants to speak to people does she actually make herself, if that makes sense. Essentially, think a very fancy hologram.
Yes.
Alrighty, so here we'll go into the main area. So it's just straight ahead here. Oh wow, I guess everyone's gone to the garden. I guess that's definitely where we're going next. So, we have the recreational area there, pool tables, little RC cars. I do ask for Jaden's sake, Jaden being one of Hybris's kids, please put those cars back if you ever decide to use them, if you come back up here again.
Okay.
As well as a small library. We have a much larger collection of books, but those are the ones we just sort of leave out. And those are the ones people are most interested in.
Casual reading.
Suppose so, if your version of casual reading is talking about demons and vague creatures. So, here we have the space station in a smaller scale. If you look outside, you'll see some of the buildings that are projected there. I believe we are on the bottom of this model. So we are technically upside down right now, but in space, there's no real correct orientation because gravity always keeps you on the floor. So.
And the generated gravity keeps us on this floor, rather than that floor.
Exactly. Is this your first time in space?
Yes.
Well,
unless I was in space before I was turned on.
True. You just seem to be very knowledgeable of it. Alright, so here we have the kitchen. Just in case, I'm unsure if you can process food, but if you can process food and drink, we have drinks and food here for guests as well as residents, so if you're ever peckish or anything like that, feel free to grab stuff within reason. And... Oh, sorry?
Maury has informed me I am required to eat at least once a week.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, if you ever find yourself needing food here, feel free to grab some. That's the logo as well as a big lookout into, space.
Is that the planet?
I believe that's Earth, yeah, specifically the southern pole, I believe. Either southern or northern. It's one of the poles.
What is the pole?
Alright, so you look at a world map and you see those two icy things in the north and south? That's the poles, the northernmost and the southernmost points on Earth. When Earth spins and it's tilted, those are the 2 points that intersect where it spins. Think of it like a top.
Oh. Okay.
Man, am I glad I listened to all those science classes in the military.
And I know about gravity because of Horizon's access to internet.
Oh. That's alarming.
He altered my systems to allow me access.
To manipulating gravity.
No, to allow me access to the internet.
Oh, okay.
Where I learned about gravity.
I see.
Particularly because he filled my head with memes, and many of them involved falling.
Oh. Well, that's
Maury
not
was upset with him.
good. Yeah. Huh. Well, either way, this is the medical area. We do some synthetic repairs here as well, but it's mostly reserved for after mission stuff. But yeah.
This is not likely an area that I would have very much access to, as I am only allowed to be repaired by Riel or Powder currently, or Administrator.
I was about to say, it's odd that you have to go to your administrator for modification, but not for repair. But then you got him. You got him in the end.
Administrator has access to all, except for restricted files.
So, last bit here is, unfortunately, this is our workshops and other areas. I believe I could take you back here with permission, but you're not allowed to access this area unless you become a core agent or someone is supervising you. But we do have workbenches there for fabricating items and office spaces, things of that sort.
Okay.
So, how are you with falling?
My legs are not ideal for large falls, but for short falls, it is not a problem.
This way, because I reckon this is where everybody else is.
Oh. That is a long
Two
fall.
options. Indeed, which is why we have the hard light
No,
movement
the
rails.
internet.
So we can either walk if you wish, or you could ride the rails to the garden, which is our next and final stop.
Just in case.
Always wear a helmet, huh?
I am going backwards. I don't know why.
Sometimes that happens. Trust me, it's taken years to get this right. And even then, I could never really stick the landing. Well, you did perfectly with that.
Hooray!
Yeah, I just slammed into the wall full force. Anyway, after you.
That feels bad for your face.
Well, it's bad for my everything.
Oh.
Gravity manipulation? No, the internet.
Probably a sight that you will never see in Zafira. This is our garden, which is populated both by plants native to this plane and to a plane known as the Feywild. I'm unsure how much you know about that plane of reality. Here we mostly go for meditations, calmer talks. You are free to climb the trees if you wish. The main thing I will stress is those flowers over there are sensitive to sound and will apparently stop their growth process if loud noise is produced next to them.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's mostly like shouting, which I don't think I've ever heard you shout, so yeah.
I am capable of shouting,
Well,
if required.
no need to do so here. This is a calm space. You okay?
Apologies, error corrected.
Do you feel alright in here?
I am happy.
Happy's good.
I am always happy.
Maybe we can work on that one. If you want to come in, you may. If you're not feeling okay in here, then you don't have to be here. The glow. Sorry, giving her the tour and all that.
I figured.
Have I already introduced you to her?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, at least I'm not doing it 6 times over like I did with Viva.
Poor Viva.
Speaking of which, I should do that again.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh.
I mean, I was gonna probably say their own room, but yeah.
Are you growing in?
I mean,
do you live in hell?
No, I'm talking about Furbies.
Simon, I thought you put on a Hawaiian shirt.
Huh?
There's a plant here.
Yeah, I thought it was a Hawaiian shirt because it's superimposed near perfectly.
Thankfully, no.
Howdy.
How's it going, Charles?
Say again.
Who?
What?
I said, what's good, Charles?
That's all I said.
Oh my god.
Are you losing your hearing?
What? Huh?
God, you're younger than me. How are you?
Oh.
What?
His arm is necrotic, not his ears.
He sounds like that. Can you really blame
It's fine.
him?
I'll fix it.
You
He's
know,
pretending
He
to be
cannot
old.
hear. His eyes are closed.
True.
No, one of my eyes is permanently open. The other one can still close.
I don't sound that bad.
just like you.
Go
Okay.
fuck yourself.
Hi, by the way. I don't know if I don't think we met, right?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Hi, I'm Gloom.
Hello, designation is A-309.
Okay. Are you part of the station?
No,
No, they're a guest of mine.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome and all that stuff then. Hi.
hello.
Welcome to the best place in here because it's
I met you.
yeah.
This place is fucking beautiful.
Dark and nature and nice lighting and not
And
the
not
training
like-
room.
Correct. That's 100. It is not the training room.
Not the training room.
Not the,
Yeah,
as long
when I
as I'm
stopped bleeding, it was nice.
But in here or the training room?
The training room.
Good call. Yes, thank you.
Asking me or telling me?
I don't know.
It's not just me.
Sometimes that
No, no.
numbers can be letters and stuff.
No. It is
Have to
A309.
unknowingly go into the room and go
Not.
if you want to come up here.
So it's a.
You have to go through the rite of passage.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's a rite of passage.
Everybody's names.
They were making sure it wasn't spelled A, letter 3, letter 0, word 9.
Well, I was thinking that, designations can be the letter A, but the 3 can be an E.
Who?
Like how we call Eben.
You calm down, Foot.
Just keep it going.
Is that...
Keep it going.
Does your name translate to a word, or is that just your, alpha serial number?
It is
Yeah.
my designation. It does not have a word designated to it.
Do you have a something you like to be called other than that?
I do not have a name.
Holy!
What about what if we call you
Hi,
Nines?
Suki. You can call me what you like. As long as
There's
I am
already a
informed
person
beforehand.
named Nines.
That's true.
Yeah, I've met them before. They're synthetic.
Like up here?
Wow.
No, not up here, but I have met someone named Nines before.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I was gonna say so there's probably another Gloom, but there probably isn't another Gloom. But my point is, you can have more than one person be called the same thing.
Actually, there's.
I'm sure there's like 8 million.
I do know another
Keep
Gloom.
your nasty ass fucking boots off my pants. Ew.
That was a joke. No, I don't.
Damn.
I was about to say,
Oh, no.
show me them right now. All right, I'm gonna call you Nines. If that's okay. I don't want to upset you if that's not okay.
I am not upset.
and then just reeled that back so quick.
Well, because I realized that maybe you don't want to be just called a single number because more than one number is
sorry.
also neat. So I just
You can call me what you like, as long as I am informed
Gloom
beforehand.
likes to trip over his own feet and
Okay, wait.
conversation all the
Hold on, what
damn
about
time.
12s?
It's really funny to watch.
Do you know somebody named 12s?
I've only been around a couple of times, and I can already see it.
No.
Because it's 3 plus 0
Spooky
plus
was
9 is
here and
12,
I
so we
missed
can-
her.
Maybe 12s? 12s might work better.
You should have been
Oh.
here for the time that I told him that calling me a
12.
noodle is racist, considering I'm an Eastern dragon.
9's definitely sounds better than 12.
Nine's okay. 9's.
You know,
Hi.
Hello.
There's a lot of discrepancies between all the people in this
Oh,
station.
yeah, sometimes
See?
they get a
Just
little
that easy.
Because you like this, I can't be dead because you
I
like
mean,
this.
if you wanted to do easy, you could just call them like
Have you studied
A3.
dragons
You know
before?
what would make
You
me
know, I don't think
really
anyone's called
happy?
A3.
And don't say the joke.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have flow
I
as well as
want what a
9s.
snoot.
You know, something about 9s sounds like
You brought this up. Now it's on
But
you.
they
it
don't
sounds
have.
cool.
They only have one
I
9
didn't
in
think
their
you were gonna
names.
bring out
Or in
the
their
second
definition.
Type creatures.
That's fine.
Aw. It's okay.
Something about 9s just sounds nice.
I mean,
Certainly probably a lot more preferable to the
What, you want me to call
noise
it
of
A?
A09.
Hey, that's
That's
fair.
not what I said.
Well,
Noise
that's
of
what I'm saying,
A09
like,
is
it's the other
often
option for me.
very loud
A3
music,
just is like,
talking,
what's
and
if
gunplay.
I'm gonna call them A3, I might as well call them A309.
don't fall now.
Don't die.
Here we at least only have one of those.
Stop it!
0 can be
I
an
guess.
O. and
No
9 can be
If you
an
want
guns.
to put it that way.
Get some help.
Yeah.
Lord.
And
Nice.
music.
Okay, if I went up to somebody and saying, what's up, A3? You know, just, what's up, 9s? That
A,
sounds
you
cool.
would make it
That sounds, I like that. That's,
Beyond.
I'll trust your judgment on that one.
And remember,
Ah.
excellent, excellent.
if you're
Yeah,
smart,
don't
I mean,
let
yeah, I can come
you
up with
have
one for you as well if you want.
It's true.
But you already know what my name
True.
is.
Oh, no, they're elvish, not
Yeah.
Sylvan.
Yeah. But if I wanted to shorten it,
Yeah.
What
Why
would you
would wanna
shorten it
shorten
to?
It's already a pretty short name.
nah, still 2 syllables.
are you still trying to figure out what to call them?
No, I'm
Yes.
coming up with one for him.
One syllable.
I'm
What?
thinking Sims.
Simon's a good name.
Huh?
One syllable.
He has a name.
One syllable.
Yeah, I have a
I
name.
know it's Simon. I know
See, I
his
know
name. I'm saying
In
if we wanted to
our
give him a
radios,
nickname,
we
could've called him
typically did
Sims
2
because it's the
syllable.
first 3 letters, and then we put an S after it, and that I don't.
Alpha,
It's just, I'm not
Bravo,
sure I
Charlie,
like
Delta.
I've only
like
ever
it.
had like one person give me a
Yeah.
nickname.
It's
and
not-
they
it's
called
not
me
great,
Simon.
I'm gonna be
really
honest
just
It's not.
with
wanted-
It's a.
I
It's
wanted
a
them
work
to
in
die.
progress. It's a work.
Oh, so you're thinking for a 1 syllable A?
I don't think I
Yeah,
ever
I'll
want to
say
be
He
that.
is
It's not
trying
a
to
by anybody ever.
shorten a name that is
I'm
2
like
syllables.
Nick, eh?
No, it just
What
sounds
about
wrong.
Key? Oh, I can't call you Key. That's Jasmine's Pokemon.
I was gonna say.
I don't know. I feel like I came up.
You
Oh,
call him
you're right.
now.
I was calling.
I mean, to be honest, I do.
I was calling you.
I do
Green.
feel a little bad
No,
not
you
doing
weren't. No, you
anything
weren't.
to try to do a more
No, you.
informal name, I suppose, than A309. But at the same time, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's what you're comfortable with.
I like that.
Why are you calling him
it.
green?
I hate
It's
it.
the
What
color of the
is
shirt.
comfortable?
So if you look at a
it's
shirt
bad.
in the meat rack,
Something
sometimes
pleasant.
it's turquoise,
Fucking
Something
sometimes it's green.
something that brings joy.
I know, like, okay, in different lights.
Then I am always comfortable.
Next time we go there,
Hey, wait,
have
no,
him
no, no,
stand
no.
in different parts of the meat rack, and you'll see his
it's always been
Remember,
blue.
you actually
That's what
even
you
admitted
think.
at the
That's what you
rack
think.
that
That
it
is
did
what I
look
think.
green. under
Oh,
the
we'll need to work on this later.
Trust me. Trust me.
You
Walk
admitted
around
it.
in different
Okay.
I have
parts,
no idea what you're talking
You
about.
and it'll be different
absolutely
colors.
fucking admitted.
Maybe this is just a difference between
That doesn't sound like
organic and synthetic mindsets, but the idea of you always being happy, like,
No.
that's not always good for you.
Actually, no one
didn't.
has a
No.
nickname for me.
No. That
Unless
I
you
am
see
confused.
definitely
Thieves.
fucking.
So for example,
doppelganger that
Like-
took my place and
if your arm gets
ruined my
No,
life.
you
blown
don't
off,
have a nickname. You just don't allow a lot of people.
does
to
that interfere with being happy? Like,
Yeah.
are you able to realize, oh, my arm's been damaged, I need to seek repairs, seek shelter, have other people support me, that sort of thing?
If I am damaged,
Yep.
What's your last
the protocol is to return.
It's not gonna help.
Okay.
I'm telling you now, it's not gonna help.
But I am still happy.
What?
It's Ristretto.
Yes. What? Yes.
Oh, you
what?
are
If
absolutely
the
turning into
protocol
risotto.
was to
Do
remain,
not.
then I would.
I'm telling you, do
Andrew,
But the
not.
protocol is to
Tell
return
me
to
now.
administrator. If I
You're
do.
not.
Viva Pinata.
Which is good. I'm not saying that's bad. That is good to, you know, seek repairs, make sure you're okay, that sort of thing. More so.
Doing you a favor. If you were to, in the chance to meet my family and call me that, my mom.
From my understanding, and again, difference of opinion. Organics evolve different emotions, so that way they're better prepared for different circumstances.
Italian.
For you.
So, if you can adopt the different circumstances and still remain happy, then that's not a problem.
Really upset about it.
But my concern is just making sure that you are okay and safe and all that. Because honestly, I do think you're a pretty good person with what little interaction I've had with you. You're a very pleasant person. A very not pleasant environment. So I just try to look after people like that, make sure they're okay.
What Dad calls Mom.
Well, but like, okay, like, I mean, if they were to be there, wait, how are you telling
Let me guess that that didn't make a whole lot of
I'm saying
sense,
in
did
the
it?
off chance, if you were to keep that up, and
glow stick.
at some
I do
point
not
you
talk
believe
about
that
that.
Zafira is
or at
unpleasant.
least
What
my
is the
mom,
likelihood of
There is a lot to
she's
learn.
prepared for it. I'm just saying, it's not a
There is a lot to
likelihood,
learn,
it's a
true.
likelihood.
I know, right?
I am just doing you a favor.
Crazy. Couldn't be.
What if I just call you
There
Riz?
is many things that can cause damage.
No.
However, I am repairable.
You sure?
I am
And
positive.
one of
You don't want me
my
to call you the Simon
directives
Riz?
is to survive.
No. No.
Which is good. I don't think anyone should say that that's bad.
Wait,
He doesn't like Riz either.
Like living La Viva Loca.
It is important for me not
No, he
to
doesn't like risotto, so.
Viva Pinata now, I
be
swear.
destroyed.
Sizzler.
It helps you get the point. So,
Sizzler.
you know, I can't be mad at that.
That is very unfortunate for you, man.
Here comes the Sizzler! I like it. I like it.
I hate it. I hate it.
Oh my fucking god! Oh no.
Viva la vida.
Oh shit.
And honestly, we could short it to Sizz. We just call him Sizz.
That's a song?
He's the
Discussion of your name has caused all sorts of tomfoolery, it seems.
Because I'm so.
Alright, now you are now at once.
By the way,
I only know that one because of my sister.
where did you say you got that rifle from?
It was purchased by Maury from Cupcake.
Sorry.
He's a child.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Oh my gosh.
We just have to remember to put the in front of it, otherwise it's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah.
I might be contacting you about
He
that.
just says he's the Sizz, you know, it's not just
Fox Tech is missing for a bunch of stolen equipment,
Yeah.
and that rifle is nearly identical to equipment that they're looking for.
True.
They are so weird.
I do not know where Cupcake got it from.
I am perfectly no.
Well,
Never mind. I am very weird. I am extremely weird. There are a lot of things about me that are very not normal. I had this conversation.
Let's
with Kodo.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
to keep this simple.
We are not
It's a conversation start.
Can I
Topic
still?
that comes up quite often.
What's a good way to put this?
Okay.
Fox Tech is a very dangerous group
Okay.
with a lot of connections and a lot of very bad people under their employ.
To be fair, we did call her weird.
If possible, if I could get you a similar replacement,
All aware, right? Like I wasn't trying
would
to.
you be willing to use that to make sure that you're safe?
But, you know,
Okay. I was just like, I feel, and but the thing is, like, we all agree.
It'd be the same ammunition and same basic ergonomics, it just may not be the exact same rifle.
different perspective, I guess.
I would have to run this by administrator.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
see,
I feel like, you know,
I'd be glad to talk to them to explain the situation as well, if they are one to talk to me. If not, I'm not gonna
Never mind,
intrude.
but just a little.
They have spoken to others,
did you say it, but she's not? And then you
though
can't finish
they
the
are
sentence
very
because-
logical.
I realized what I was about to say, and I realized
Okay.
I could not.
Much
Pick me up.
stupid.
Well, basically, the long story short is that
I feel like
it may impede your ability to be a free person
Absolutely, I've seen it.
if you're walking around with potentially stolen corporate
still,
property.
I'm just, you know, I
free
don't
person?
think it's a bad. I still
I
think
am
it's
not
a
a
bad
person.
thing. I was just, you know, I was just comparing
First of
them
all,
to everyday
I
people.
personally believe that is false.
I always felt so bad because
Legally, there might be some minutia there, but I view you, A-309,
to the average
as
Honestly.
your own entity with, to some degree, because you did mention that you have programs you have to follow and such, your own limited autonomy. I can't order you to do anything I want you to do, nor do I have the right to do so.
No, this is only allowed for administrators.
No,
Shake
the baby.
Do I need to beat up your imaginary friend?
I will only listen to orders from administrators. Unless I am
I'm gonna say shit.
I am
wanting
concerned.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
I'm so
sir.
concerned. Don't worry.
Okay.
Well,
I give you an antenna.
Foxtech may seek to take you away from the administrator's jurisdiction and either reprogram you or even destroy you for having that property.
I just gave you better reception.
because Maury bought it, or because Cupcake.
Because you are simply in possession of it. The fact that you have it to the eyes of some corporations means you stole it, whether you did or not.
Yeah, corpos are fucked.
Oh yeah, they're right bastards about things.
They like their proprietary equipment.
Essentially, the way they view it is their piece of property that is only to be used by their people. So when it isn't in possession of their people, no matter how they got it, whether they picked it off the ground from a dead member, whether it fell off the back of a truck,
I haven't seen him in a while.
even if it was gifted, if
Was good.
there's not explicit paperwork saying that you may have that rifle, you may be viewed as a criminal for being in possession of that equipment.
I will talk to Cupcake about the origins
Doing good?
Yeah.
and
Busy and tired.
inform administrator of possible
Fair.
risk.
Fair. Yep.
Get there to the building and then you just straight on.
He has discussed replacement.
Oh yeah.
I can't afford
Yeah, the last mission had been like that.
to put on back.
If it wasn't for the fact that my logistics were fucked, I'd gladly try to assist, but I can maybe point y'all in the direction of some suppliers, but I unfortunately can't ship it myself.
To pop up uninvisible behind you and scare you, but I opted out to do it.
Just let me know what they decide, and you have my contact, so yeah, feel free.
You know what? I think that question of if I'm from hell, I think
Are you on
hell's gonna freeze over.
It's, you know, doing
No.
okay. We did our
You go
mission.
from caring
Everything
from
went all
one
right.
person to another.
Could be better.
now we're
Unless there's
back,
any other
and,
assistance you need, A-309.
He's got a broken leg
You'll see his
apparently.
leg.
I
In a
do
cast.
not believe I am requiring
Oh.
assistance.
And
Already?
the Sizz over here is doing great, so that's nice.
The what?
The Sizz.
Oh dear God, hope this doesn't stick. I don't want this
It's
to
short
stick.
for this.
He's the Sizz. He's the Sizz. Yeah.
But how does it go?
But you have to put in the in front of it. You can't omit the.
I wanted to be put on record. I did not help them with that. They did.
No, you
it
absolutely. But
themselves.
that's how nicknames
No,
work. Is,
no, I'm taking ownership.
Maybe.
Yeah, he got the
That's
Sizzler
my
out.
Put your hands out like that.
you got the Sizzler out. I just refined it a little, but it's all you.
Well, before I found out that
Yeah.
And then I do this.
Yes.
And then what, you
Well,
just
since
put
we're
them on
talking
the
about
district
nicknames,
stacks?
This, honestly.
That's Nines
like
over
how you
there.
don't look at eyes and-
This is Turk. I'm gonna call you Mouse.
No,
So
if
we
I
a
have to pull
conversation.
my hands away before you hit it.
And so this is Simon. What?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
let's
Walt?
try
Okay,
again.
we can work with
Yeah,
that
go
too.
back, reset. Okay.
And then his name is
We can
Simon,
start
and
now.
we're trying to figure out a name for him. And then
There's gotta be an
I found
airlock
out
on
his
this
last
station, that
name,
will
and I
throw
wanted
you
to
out
call
of
him
it.
Risotto, but then apparently
You're
that's
supposed
like
to do
a
both, by the way.
slur in
Oh,
his
okay.
country or
You
something.
used to do this a
It's
lot.
not a slur. It can be
Try.
offensive.
You could try,
And then I was
buddy.
thinking I was gonna call him Riz because
been
it's
a while.
risotto, but sister, and then he came up with
Alright,
sister.
alright.
So there you go.
3, 2, 1, begin.
No, that's pretty clever, actually.
What's that over there?
I lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice job, nice job.
I couldn't think
If I
of a
pull away
joke.
preemptively,
And
I
now you're all
lose.
caught up
And
in the
if you
last
weren't
about
planning
hour
on
or so of
And
conversation.
I don't know if
Sorry.
Kane is, which Kane is spelled K-A-N-E.
Okay, we can start frozen.
That spelling of Kane is the other Kane.
3, 2, 1, begin.
I think.
I think I lost that one.
But I
Alright.
don't
My
know
L's have
if
been a
Kane
little
is
bit
working
long,
with
so I think
LF?
I
I
got a
don't
little extra
remember.
inch there.
Yeah, it is.
I
I think it's just
think
called
he is.
slaps. I think it's
Yeah.
what it's
Oh,
called.
the thing, yeah.
Where
right.
you just rest on their hand and
I lost.
Gotcha. Yeah. Seen that a few times. Yeah.
What is chopsticks? What?
You never heard of
What?
chopsticks?
What is chopsticks?
Oh.
It is.
So it's
Alright.
the utensils that you know.
I'm
I'm gonna kill you.
fucking.
I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna kill you.
I don't have to know you. It's better if I don't.
It's actually, that makes it a lot better that I don't know you.
I haven't
It only
invested
makes
time
things
into this
easier.
friendship. It always does.
I know what sticks is.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah,
I sure hope you know what a stick
I have a feeling that we're far better at going on the attack than
Fucking
farm child.
Too much paranoia.
Wow.
that is.
No,
Listen,
it was like iron rod.
I don't know why, but that sounded so personal.
It sounded very personal.
Maybe it
That was
was.
shock.
You know.
That was a shock one.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was.
I feel like you workshopped that like days.
He was
in
waiting
advance.
for that
It was
one.
premeditated, actually.
You wrote that one down, didn't you?
It was part of the script.
That was on the spot. Like that came from the soul, apparently.
Kane, which is Kane with K,
That's how it works.
is
So,
the actual person who is A3's administrator.
seriously, you might end up like me.
If souls have color, I wonder if yours is turquoise.
Sometimes.
In a sense.
Yeah, but sometimes it's green, other times it's blue, sometimes it's gray.
Mine's blue.
You're gonna have to detach it from the rest.
You're holding on to my boot.
Most of the time, it's has a color.
I've never even
You were holding on to
come
my
close
boot.
to seeing my own soul, so yeah.
That's why my back
That's
hurts.
a good thing.
Yeah.
That's good. You
Yeah.
should keep it.
If you ever
Yeah.
do, you should seek. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to catch up on.
See
I don't
here,
know
so
if-
you're probably
I can
not
see a
where
lot of
you
my
should
hard
be.
work has
I was just saying, if my soul is not there, I don't think medical attention.
I
is
mean,
what I need.
the
I think,
eye
like,
disappearing,
something.
you didn't do anything for my
That
eyes.
works too. I mean, I
That was an anti-material laser rifle.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll look into your. I'll look into your.
Empty fucking eye socket.
I can grow you.
You gotta get yourself an eye.
No. In fact, just because everyone keeps insisting, I should keep the
Get
empty
an eye patch
socket.
with a little propeller on it. So
Actually,
it spins when you
Lacey,
walk.
what do you think? I'm choosing my counsel. Lacey, what is
You
your
already know what I
legal
think.
decision? Eye patch, right?
Sure.
I could teach you to do
Is
what I
that
do.
not your decision?
I know what I want.
That's
Sure.
sure. That means yes. Get an eye patch.
Get an eye.
I mean, you want me to get an eye patch?
It has to be like the
Well, I
very
mean,
distinctive.
you have an
Majima
empty
eye patch.
socket. There's things I can get into it.
Yeah. Oh, CC was saying that regardless of it, I'd be getting like a thing in my eye.
A credit
But I kind of don't just want like a ball
that is like
just
very
like
clearly
rolling around in there.
just like
Well,
cost just one
one, I
credit.
overheard the conversation,
Like, you know,
and two, she said that
Shitty
would be
elastic
temporary.
string, it like flaps.
What do you think,
everywhere.
Nines?
Oh, that
Yeah,
type
breaks
of
with
eye.
What should it get? Should it get a
Yeah,
replacement
yeah,
eyeball,
yeah.
a cybernetic eyeball, or an eye patch?
No, I agree actually.
Or another option, you could do what I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that comes later.
Put a rock in there.
It takes a while.
Yeah, it does.
Are you looking to getting your eye like replaced
You
organically?
just made me think of something terrible. And
He
this is
uses
where he's
magic
gonna miss
to
my
give
humor.
himself sight.
He's gonna say at some point, "Oh, I've got something in
Okay.
my eye, and I can't say an
But-
eyeball anymore."
Wouldn't that take a lot out of you?
I need to learn and see if I'm capable of
But you
it.
can't say not an
But I
eyeball.
would prefer that over a cybernetic.
Eyeball, hopefully.
Yeah.
If your goal is not to have a cybernetic, a prosthetic is potentially
See,
better,
he says he doesn't want another eye. Can we just
as
put him
this
on
could
as a
fill the
placeholder?
space without
No, what if
Ping
what
pong
if-
ball, yeah.
What if y'all would have
opening you up to some of the difficulties of having cybernetics.
life-size marble and then like draw an eye on for him.
Well, I believe that's 3 for 3, because seems to be that you're in agreement with CC, so there we go.
Exactly. And then,
I mean,
like, just answer, dude, that'd be.
I'm indifferent, but
If
I
we
don't
use
know.
a
She's like
ping
a
pong ball,
doctor or
we can
something.
open his eyelids, right?
Yes.
We can open his eyelids and we could try to throw it in there.
Regenerating
that's
Awful and gross, actually. That is
Yeah, no, that's gross.
I think if I lost an eye, it would just grow back on itself.
Yeah, it's a trick.
But I wouldn't know that because I have to put most of my
Well, I hope you never would.
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't look
And
fun.
And just like tape his head to
If
the thing.
I
down,
lost one of
and then
my
we'll
eyes,
just,
it
like,
would be
start
replaced by
fucking-
my administrator.
You know?
Beating it into his face.
Well,
And the, like,
I believe the closest individuals I have to an administrator are
shitty drawn,
CC
like,
and
Especially if like,
Lacey.
you want to use the paddle, smack it into the eye socket.
Well, I mean, you can't make
Yeah,
it
well,
easy,
you
right?
need
It's gotta,
force to
it's
get
gotta
it
take
in
a
there.
little bit of
Most,
skill.
I believe actually most are made of glass.
Easier. I think it's actually harder to try and throw it in than smack it.
believe most are still made of glass or porcelain.
Right now.
One. The bat is level 2.
Because plastic can absorb things, so that's not as sanitary
Yeah, that's level 3.
as glass or porcelain.
And then
No, I'm just
level 4
I like
is
the
we
magic
get
8-ball
we
idea a lot
like
better.
Really
we get a fucking
Bayball.
a pneumatic gun, exactly. Yeah, and we just fucking thunk.
Like one of those like t-shirt launcher cannons, except a lot smaller.
What?
Y'all are fucking
You guys are
delusional.
weird.
You just have to do it.
Yeah,
from a
you're
long
trying to shoot
distance
your
away.
static, severe concussions.
You guys are so
and
weird.
contusions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Us guys are pretty weird.
Probably used to it.
I'll admit this as a
Sorry,
dude.
I had to say it out
His
loud.
brain
That
is
was for
used to it.
me.
It's
That was for
calloused.
myself. Charles is also weird.
So,
guys.
It's not just microplastics in your eye, it's also your eye juices in the plastic.
And then your brain
Both.
gets calloused, and then it doesn't affect you.
Ew!
Definitely fucking happens to your brain.
Oh my
Definitely
God.
what the body does for that, for sure.
Yep.
You know, have you ever decided to be like a medical practitioner? I think you do a good job at it.
I've thought about it.
He'd
I've
aced
given it
it.
some thought. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd ace the exams, honestly.
No, I agree.
rest assured that is not what happens.
I think our medics are going to stop treating you.
That's stupid.
Well, obviously, he's such a medical expert, he doesn't need a medical, he can treat himself.
Yeah, good job. You can treat your own
Exactly.
wounds.
I mean, I
Little bit of local anesthesia, a little bit of localized morphine, and what's a pair of scissors gonna do?
What can a pair of scissors not do?
real.
Cut a rock.
Not cut. I don't know.
Not with that attitude.
Organ transplant.
Ooh, fair. You know what? Fair.
That's easy.
You know, by the way, rock paper
No,
scissors.
you
are
got the
complete
organ
bullshit.
out pretty well. Can you put an organ back in using only scissors?
Like,
Build your own organ.
look.
What is chopsticks?
Scissors cuts paper. Yeah,
Build
perfectly
my
acceptable.
own.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
so
This isn't even
it's-
like
it's-
paper
it's
anymore.
a
It's just
game
confetti now, right?
where
Rock beating scissor. Okay, yeah, like you bash the scissors apart. You
Okay,
can't do anything.
that's a
there.
new one.
Paper cutters.
so
Rock
now-
is
I don't think that it
fine.
worked, but that is new. I'll give you that.
There's nothing
And now you go.
wrong to Rock. Rock has suffered no
Oh, man,
problems.
excuse
It
me.
just has a
Okay,
little
I
blanket
call
now.
it-
You
I
know,
call it
in
chopstick,
fact, the paper has helped Rock, if anything else. Really, it should be rock, paper, and dynamite with a cuttable wick.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
What happened to rock, paper, scissors, gun?
I've never heard chopsticks.
Huh?
I was gonna make a comment, and that was gonna be
Really bad, actually. I'm so glad I didn't make that comment. I think you know what comment I was gonna make. I'm not gonna do
Probably
that.
guess, yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Alright, the context I have is chopsticks, and then a comment was going to be made.
No,
Yeah.
there's no.
Excuse me.
The intrusive thoughts did not win today.
Damn.
Oh, really? Oh, now they have it. Now they haven't won.
Alright, now I feel a switch.
This is the only time I've had intrusive thoughts today. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
We do that to people,
Except
don't
when
we?
you're in the Feywild. Then lots of different things mean different things.
You don't know what I do on my day. How do you know I have intrusive thoughts?
I don't pick flowers in the Feywilds.
Paper, scissors, scissors, book.
You must be new here.
Also, tell them thank you for them.
Were you saying that to me?
Yeah.
Because if you were, you're
Careful
technically
with
right.
the
There's an owl here.
flowers. Either the mushrooms or the flowers.
What?
Alligator?
What?
Owl? There's an owl? Where?
What? What's wrong?
God damn it.
I mean, technically, we did have an agent who could turn into an owl bear, but they've retired, I believe.
Who?
There it is again. I'm tweaking
They
out,
are
dude.
still with us.
Guys, I don't want to alarm
They have
you,
not
but
retired.
I think one of us
The owl
an
is right there.
No, there you go. Never mind. Alright, Doc Val, you're an owl bear now.
We will always have an owl.
We grow in numbers. Get stronger every day.
The seething pillows of hatred.
It's an infection of owls.
The owl plague
I would say owls are.
spreads like wildfire throughout the realm of mortals.
Except for barn
Yeah,
owls.
I've
Their
heard
babies
owls are actually
freaks.
pretty dumb.
To be fair, they look like
I
an
feel
apple
like, I mean,
sliced in
honestly,
half.
all baby birds are kind of.
Well, no, because like, so
Okay,
you know they have a
you
pretty
say
big
that
head,
until
but like
freakish.
most of their
Why do
head
you think they're
is
called
the eyeballs.
different?
They don't really have.
Yeah.
They don't really have a lot of brains because it's mostly eyes. So they're just kind of dumb.
I
All
mean,
eyes.
even ones in the material.
All eyes.
Intelligence is not determined by
Yeah,
size
cavity,
of
you can see
brain.
their eyes, and that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
They're at least 30 grand
You
You can see the
at best.
you can see the back of their eyes whenever you look into their ear cavity.
Yeah.
Also, owls are mostly leg.
I bet you I can see that with Andrew as well.
Mostly leg.
Hey.
That's true. They are
Yep,
mostly
not a whole lot going on in there.
Oh, you are.
Hey.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
You are mostly legs.
Oh god.
You know what? I'm gonna join you too.
Those things are horrendous.
Fort gang!
Just
But I
as,
love
just
them
as
anyway.
owls.
More time.
Just as owls? Are you having an identity?
Lacey and I have something called floor gang,
No, if
which
I had to
is
be anything else,
floor time, but
I wouldn't mind it.
as a
I mean,
group.
you know what? I don't blame you. Based on how you described your
like
current
an
I have been
situation.
informed by
said I'd be
Powder
okay
it is
if I
good
was
for your
fired.
back.
You have to just fly around,
Good for what, sorry?
Your back?
not think about a whole lot.
You know what? Yeah. I've kind of felt that benefit
Tell
myself.
me someone who doesn't like owls.
What would you?
People who
The
don't like
pain
owls.
for mine does not go away.
Okay, but have you ever met one?
It persists.
The what?
My mother.
The pain?
Wow.
You have back
My
pain?
mom didn't like birds.
I am.
I mean, okay,
in many
okay.
places.
Now I can understand all birds because they
Oh,
do like to shit on you for no reason. And they're make horrible screeching
your
noises.
administrator knows this, I assume, right?
But
They're not shitting on you. You just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well,
And they
I
just
so
shit on you.
apparently
those
I'm in the
motherfuckers
wrong place at the
aim.
wrong time all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I'd offer help, but unfortunately, I imagine that would go against protocol, so.
They know.
Yes.
Especially
After what we did
seagulls.
to pigeons, it's
God, I
rightfully
hate
so.
those things.
Yeah.
And pigeons.
I am not
they're just
damaged.
Rats with wings.
It is just
Rats
pain.
with wings.
I love pigeons.
Seagulls are just
Pigeons.
Seagulls are
Pigeons
awful.
are.
Well, you're not supposed to
I
live
fucking
in
hate
pain,
They will
he
eat
says.
anything. I've seen a seagull eat
Being a
squirrel
fucking
before.
hypocrite.
Is,
You ever seen a
awful.
seagull eat another seagull?
Have you ever seen those
Well,
videos of the
that is even
pelicans?
more
awful.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
excellent.
So,
the baby birds.
okay,
you guys sold this bill of goods.
prior to ages, prior to being in this plane, I served in a group of slaver hunters known as the Desert Rangers
Pelicans, like groups of pelicans,
for
like,
8 years,
which like this
give or
other
take.
bird spawns on apparently. And like, during the
I
spawning
was
season,
shot
pelicans just
4
walk
times,
around,
stabbed or
grabbing
sliced
up the
3
baby
times,
birds and just swallowing them
and
whole.
my career-ending injury was 3rd-degree burns over
Apparently,
about 40% of my face and most of my chest and both of my arms,
Once in a while, it's expensive.
causing lasting nerve damage that was only cured by that doctor right over there, give or take. Let's think it's right here, voice.
That's what God intended for your peak to be used for. Not my God, but some God.
So, yes, I've lived in pain for a long time, but that was because of injuries and actions I took.
Nah.
So, unless you, like, know why that hurts, that's not necessarily the best thing.
Disappointed, isn't it?
I mean, you can live with it, maybe, but it's not
optimal. What are you doing now?
It's not good.
The persistent errors have been there
My God's
since
not
I
disappointed in
was
my
awoken.
creation of me. His creation of
They're
its
disappointed
creation.
in all their creations.
And where'd you say it was?
He or she or if it's
You're
an it,
back.
A thing.
It's an entity.
A creature.
My back.
Probably a thing.
God's
Never told me.
I feel like they're kind of above that.
I think they can
Certain portions of my limbs.
Who is the son of a god? How is it spawning?
What do you mean?
I mean, I think
My
you know the
inside
story of
Apparently he's a
Zeus,
son of a
yeah?
god.
and my head.
He's a
Well, I mean, technically speaking, if
Yeah.
So, all of you.
Is that the right word? I don't know, Mother.
A large
He's apparently like a part god. Like how the hell did he spawn? Like did he just
The
The limbs do not hurt.
Isn't that
Most of them.
Maybe.
Except for
Does God
sometimes.
just get a little tumor on him and just went, and there was cool?
Yeah.
After our fight, did more of you hurt than before?
The Greek
At
one
least
or
in the
whatever,
sim.
where one of them was like
In the sim, it hurt more.
physically came out of the forehead of another god.
yes, that was a thing. Yeah.
At least in
Yeah.
areas that were not.
I mean, I guess we
someone
can
else
ask
knows.
who at some point.
Kind of.
Larger portions of my limbs.
But if he was birthed or if he was something
Or if he was,
else.
like made.
You come out the
Pretty
person,
sure
did
he was a
you?
regular.
That's concerning, but I'm sure your administrator doesn't want you to live in pain, so...
Did you just randomly spawn into existence?
Are you a test tube baby or?
Let me see your stomach, Koo.
Oh my god, do you think he's a belly button?
Administrator does not know why the pain is there.
Do demigods have belly buttons?
I don't know any demigods. I can't tell you.
They're aware that it is
Yeah,
now.
I mean, apparently we
Wait,
know
I'm a
one.
test tube, but I have a belly button.
Yeah.
So I know everything.
Maybe.
And I'm just watching them.
It is okay.
Why? How?
Because they were probably attached.
Why?
Why and how?
If you say so.
I think it's like design choice, I guess.
Pretty sure they were probably
But the
attached
only-
to something.
did you have a-
that was
Were you a test tube baby with an umbilical cord?
A primo baby.
I don't know.
Sometimes
Because
they
that's,
just
isn't
have
that the
that
only way to?
whole embryo sort
Isn't
of
that the whole point of
casing.
belly buttons? To that's where you were feeding when you
Well,
were.
either way, hopefully, laying down relieves some of the pain.
That can do the same
I-
thing. Simulates the
Huh.
same thing.
You know,
Repeat?
I think that'd be an easy way to tell.
Say again.
Repeat?
What?
What?
I said hopefully laying down helps with some of the pain.
Do you belly button?
Or because you're in. Wait,
Maybe
because you're like an.
slightly.
She has a
Was
human.
it like an
Well, it's not gonna be
situation,
cure-all.
or were you-
Otherwise, I never would have gotten off the floor when I was hurt
Technically,
by
they
the
were
burns.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but like
Or-
did you have direct
I'd
exposure to the?
I'd be a floor turtle. I'd just be scooting along on my shoulders.
You have a belly
Is
button.
this really
The
weird?
pathway to success.
This
That's
is
it.
a topic I'm uncomfortable discussing.
Like,
Damn, Gloom, what the
Well,
fuck,
okay, but
man?
we can do it. Like, I was just
Ooh, or like a seal.
That's all I was asking about.
Damn.
oh.
I think it depends on the type of.
Man.
I think
Oh god.
I'm
Lacey, Would you respect me as a dad if I was a seal?
Better question, because I know you know the just Tiberius have one.
Yes?
I can't think of if he does.
Good. Back pain gone forever.
No, you're not turning into a seal.
Genes Oh no, it's not. No, it's not gene splicing. I'm literally just gonna roll onto my stomach and just waddle around on my shoulders.
Oh, then you're not actually a seal, you're just a crazy man.
Cow, but
It's
you
like
are
the
kind of
movie
just a
where
lot
the
of
man is turned into a
bone.
seal.
Well, I wasn't normal
Well,
elf
a
before
walrus.
this happened, so yes, I was born
walrus.
in the wild.
Yes.
Alright. You have one, right?
But
I
did
feel
you
like
have
walruses
it?
have back pain.
Metal.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know.
With all the blubber,
It's not different.
Obvious anymore.
I believe the man who was turned into a walrus was in a
I
lot of
think
pain.
I am
Yes,
just
I
the
know.
most
This is-
normal person on
Oh.
the station, aside from Charles, and I think I have him beat in his current state.
I'm probably the most.
You most certainly do have me beat. I'm not even.
You know,
I'm not even sure I can consider myself fully human anymore.
I'm just meeting you. Even if I didn't know that, I still wouldn't believe you.
Fucking count.
Start switch.
You know what, fair?
Who would we think looks the most
not
normal out of
palatable.
our universe? Like, if
Oh,
any of us
sorry,
were just like
Bill's
a
higher.
normal Joe on anywhere.
I mean,
Simon.
You can pass for
Like,
normal Joe.
Yeah.
wait, just
Wow.
like
No,
going,
no,
just
yeah,
going
Simon
by
and-
looks.
Simon
I feel
and,
like me,
There was no
Simon,
Yeah.
and
All right, Mickey would work until.
Forehead. I don't think
Alright.
it works.
He looks like a protagonist to something.
bro, you don't fucking.
He looks like a main character.
All right.
There's a story
Fine.
behind that. That you don't get to have that and not have a story.
It's severe.
It's a story
Everyone's
not
fucking
normal.
scarred.
Well, what if
Anyway.
actually
What if the
not
story-
that-
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one is
yeah,
actually
here's
one
the
of the more
answer.
tame stories, honestly.
He's ignorant.
It's still a story. Look at that.
What if the
That's
story was
Ignorance.
just that, like,
They live in
hair on my
ignorance.
face? Now there's a scar there.
Do not
That's
blame
childhood
them for
trauma.
they do not know, Father.
No, it was a sanding disc that broke.
It started the day
Although you got a little grayish eyes. That's not that makes you a little
I
Yeah.
hate when
That's
those,
when I
when that
started.
different. It's not.
That's the worst.
Well, I just not. I don't
You know when you
don't see
play
gray
a
eyes a
video
ton.
game
You know.
and they make-
So here's the
Green
deal.
and brown going
It's
up.
Simon and Mickey
His
until
pants
you
are
learn
black.
that Mickey is older than I am and has
But he's
more
got
hair
blue
color
eyes,
and
I
hair
feel like
than
that's a
me.
little bit more on the normal side.
Wow.
Very
Unfortunate
old
for
people
you.
Yeah,
that
I
have
just have
not
really good
gone
genetics, I
green yet.
suppose.
No, well, wait, Simon? Yeah, I know Simon's
I'm
burned,
not saying,
but
I'm
people
not saying
get
it's
burned.
bad.
No, I
by
meant
the way,
you.
sis. I'm not saying it's bad.
Oh, I misspoke. Sorry. Simon and Mickey are the two most normal-looking
I've met
folks.
people that are
Okay.
around your age.
Until you learn that Mickey's like in his early mid-40s, and he's got full luscious hair with not a gray hair in sight.
Right?
Yeah.
They just
Okay.
wake
And
up.
that is a comparative to you, right?
They may, they may be alone. They may
Comparative
have
to
family.
most,
They
people
go
start losing
out,
hair by
They
40.
do their job. They're 9 to 5.
There's some folks
they,
do.
You know, maybe where you work
I guess
at an
not
office,
everyone
maybe
There's
they
so
work
much
at
You're
more
like
right. Not everybody
the
does.
that I
grocery
can't really
store,
focus on any of the
Right.
conversations.
and then they're done with their work, and then they go home, and
They're
you know
just
they
all
may have like
talking.
their
Get some hand exercises in there.
and then they go to sleep, and then they just
Haven't
kind
you heard
of
the thing of
do
like,
that
you know,
over
like,
and over
old
See?
Asian people
for the rest of their
don't
life.
actually
I
age
cannot
until they
exercise
turn
me.
60.
Oh, until
Yeah,
they turn
that's-
60.
They
That's
cannot
like
build
the
muscle.
baseline.
Bam.
Well-
Those wrinkles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what we're
It's like a
going.
nut
They
sack.
have a lifestyle.
Everyone here,
They are not
fucking space
as
station. Most of us
advanced
work
as other
for an
parts of me.
agency that like helps protect the peace, right? Like we're not
Y'all a bunch of heroes.
we're not exactly the
But
most
that is what makes them replaceable.
normal people. That's the point that I'm trying to make to Kodo. Like
Compared to me,
a week ago.
y'all
Or-
a bunch
yeah.
of heroes.
Only when I'm working here.
By the way, as an aside, you are free
like,
to
look at
visit
me.
whenever you wish,
I'm not
A309.
normal.
You'll just have to
That's
text me and let me know.
Charles, I mean, he just lives a life.
You ever just like
Nine's
he
over there.
ripped
Yeah,
out of
Nine's
his
might
life.
be pretty
A playlist
normal. I don't
playing.
know. I don't know their
I'd
life.
be happy to vouch
This
for you.
guy
You
has a
seem
giant scar and gone to
sensible.
the abyss. That guy,
I
his shirt changes color. That can't be normal. I actually don't know you very well.
Trust me, you do a far better job than most folks who claim to be normal. So you were doing
I wear this
A
for
plus.
He just owns another.
I believe I am
okay.
normal for a
That's
synthetic.
not normal. but you know, I understand that's not normal. But I understand.
Bitch, no, you ain't.
My life, actually.
You are not normal for a synthetic.
I mean, just look. Noodles is noodles.
Okay, well for him it's that's like
Noodles doesn't even know if they have a belly button.
Yeah, they're not comfortable with answering that question.
You know, there's birth
We literally
defects
heard
where
it
you
from
don't
their
have a belly
mouth.
button.
Cal is a lot of
You know the
bones.
thing, right?
I don't know you. Are you normal? Would you say you're
Where'd the
normal? Would you classify
fucking
yourself as
umbilical
normal?
cord connect?
Do you blow in the
I'll let
dark?
you
Oh my
guess.
god.
I
That's a good
mean,
question.
she's
I don't
just
know, but
relevant
it's
to me,
happened.
but
I mean, you got the mask as well, which
But the birth defects
lends
are
to
weird.
the not
I
normal
glow
part.
in the dark. Does that count?
See,
Charles, you stopped being normal a long time ago.
mentally, no.
Okay.
she's done a lot
Gotcha.
of jobs.
Gotcha. But once again, I do want to stress, I'm not saying this
Oh,
is bad.
I thought we
I'm just
wanted to
saying,
channel.
compared to the average people,
I
Oh, they're
high
going
five.
to channel. Okay.
Normal synthetic. So normal.
Right, actually,
So
you should file a
normal.
complaint against
Most normal synthetic around.
Against
I
you,
don't
HR.
know you. I just know you got.
Yeah,
Wait.
HR's in the wrong.
Yeah, like bleeding. Such a normal synthetic thing to do.
Sunglasses underneath the mask.
Fair enough.
I
Bleeding,
think
What's
those
it
are
to you?
just glasses.
You know what, based?
breathing.
I've seen them as both.
I'm just gonna.
Based
why?
and valid.
I'm just curious why. Do you just like?
Why? Because
is
these
it
are my
just like a-
prescription glasses, and I can't see shit without them if I don't wear them.
Ah,
Get
okay.
contacts.
Easy clap.
So like does
They hurt my
Get
eyes.
right.
does the mask
I can't.
like does the mask like
Wow.
Bleeding.
Bleeding,
I wasn't talking to
breathing.
you. Fuck you.
bleeding and breathing are two completely normal things that synthetics
Have you ever
do,
thought of
as well as
putting the
eating.
prescription
Eating is
lens
very
into the
normal for
mask?
synthetics.
Just to make because it
normal.
feels like it's really a little uncomfortable with the mask
Requiring
on.
food.
I mean, he still needs the glasses for when he's not wearing the mask.
Well, I mean,
then,
you can have
like,
it in his pocket.
Just punch his mask.
Fair.
Break his
Don't
glasses.
do that.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses.
I would.
If
that-
that,
because I'm a
kids
kid.
would not be able to
That's
get out.
ruthless.
Doing that with like putting them into the
But
mask,
to
that's not gonna
say,
work.
you've got
It's not that hard.
devilish
I will just
energy
make the
they
mask,
see.
but I don't want to pay someone to do it.
Technically, yes.
This isn't uncomfortable having the glasses push against your face when you have the mask on?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, there's like a pretty good.
How many
like,
times is that question gonna be asked?
small distance between like my face and.
Until again,
She has those
Here,
parts.
let me at least say
How
this.
fertile she
You
is
know, if that's
is
like mission
unknown.
important equipment, we can alter that so we can improve.
But she does
like,
technically have the
your
parts.
capability to perform in the field, right? And you won't be charged for it.
I don't like that this guy's talking like sense. I don't like that.
Oh, hi, Ash.
I find it funny that of all things managed to shut people up.
In this circle.
Alright, understood. Here,
Do
who
not
wants to
put your
hear
hands
about my
in the
April
synthetic.
1st
Problems.
Oh boy.
Not me. I've heard it like 3 times now.
Twice, and I think I can go without the third time.
Or anything on my face, so it's fine.
Oh, I'm good.
Hey, guys, you're comfortable. It's fine.
I am a little upset at my school.
I can't believe this.
I got a B when I wanted an A.
Oh no, I have to measure my face so that way my nose isn't
And
getting
unfortunately,
broken by my
even though I
pocket
got
glass.
all A's in every other assignment, the one B dropped me down to a B for the class overall grade, and that makes me very upset.
Like elongated out. So that's fine. I was just curious because like it's mostly the size
There's
of the
a-
glass that I was worried about because like
If you're blind and don't
right where
Yeah.
the glass meets your head. Is
I've
right
gotten
where, like,
A's
the-
on
the
every
sides of the
other
glasses
thing.
are, so I was,
No, you get something that
But
hooks around
one
your ear.
one B because of how they weigh
like that.
That was
the
a little annoying,
grading.
but then I just kind of got used to it. I kinda
Like
just-
everything else is like
One of my
20 to
neighbors.
10%
Alright, okay. Just,
for how it's
Neighbors had
scaled.
a best friend who
But
had
the exams
their
are
nose
40%.
blasted off by a plasma
So
blast
getting a
the
B in
Oregon
that
Sea
immediately
Enclave.
made me get a B.
They had a nose they hooked on the glasses that they welded together. It was like an iron nose shaped thing, big enough to cover the hole.
It's
and then
it's
they just had
annoying
glasses that had that
because
welded to
the
it.
exam had a bunch of stuff that wasn't in the curriculum.
Sorry, I'm thinking about the fact that
He never
classes
covered
were
it.
open to he just takes
And
it
also,
off.
the exam tried to say that Texas does not
that's exactly
nominate
That's what he had to do.
candidates through a
It's
primary,
like
and
my
I'm like,
actual neighbor who
I'm
took
pretty
off their leg
confident
when they
we
had a potted
do
plant inside.
nominate
To
candidates
be
for
fair, if I had a
primary.
fake leg or a fake arm, I would take
I'm like
off fake
90%
arm.
certain
Because a
that we
lot of
do.
people in here deserve a good smack to the head right now.
But also, we didn't cover
Oh, no,
that.
they were growing a plant in it.
I'm guessing augmentations are basically a no-go for you.
Is that why they call it bootleg liquor?
magical flow.
So, I mean,
Absolutely.
What do you mean by
oh, and also the exam had like a bunch of spelling mistakes, a bunch of random words that shouldn't have been there.
That I was just that's really good, honestly.
Sometimes
I appreciate that one.
If it was mechanical,
Sometimes you hit.
come up with good
like
stuff.
if you tried to give you just a new
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm very upset. I'm very unhappy about it.
I mean, I'm the same way.
But not even
Nothing
leg
flaps?
electronic can take.
That would slap.
A leg flash?
Make it a peg leg.
Yeah.
Nah,
Mostly
Charles
because
needs
I
to
have
get
to
the peg leg.
concentrate on me when I phase out.
Fuck
True.
off.
After we get on the ice.
Apparently.
The electronic parts might not actually come with me.
Why does he need a peg leg?
He's a pirate.
Well, I'm
'Cause-
pretty. I stay
'cause he's
pretty
a pirate
physical.
now.
Because he's only got one eye and he's got
I
to
just
get
know
an
that
eye
if I
patch
lose
soon.
any limbs or like
Yeah.
significant amount of blood, I have a very rare.
I wish you the best of luck in not having people give you guff over if you're ever missing an eye and they're like, hey, A-309, you're a pirate now. Woo!
I know
You were a pirate because you were missing an eye?
Or a monkey.
According to them.
What does that have to do with downloading things illegally on the internet?
Honestly, Charles with a monkey would be
just end up somewhat
funny.
similar to me.
But also,
I was getting attacked by monkeys at Sears. Do not give me a damn monkey.
Okay,
You're
fine,
traumatized.
parrot.
no, you're so right. We
That could
have
be
to give him a
interesting,
monkey.
Well, actually, like, were they monkeys or were they
It's
apes?
exposure therapy.
It just
Are they sadist?
We're giving him an exposure therapy monkey.
That idea sure is sadist. They are not.
Exposure therapy
So
plushies.
it evaporates and
So a pirate in the old days, piracy in general is the acquisition of something to illegally take something from it.
Alright.
In the olden days, they would take ships and take them over and take the cargo they were taking
I feel like
onto their own ship.
No, you can see. Here's
So, for example, if they were hauling gold
be there
from one place to another,
their arms
What
off.
does that
they
have to do
would.
with that?
On your head.
That'd be great film.
It was a common stereotype that a lot of pirates had eye patches, or were missing an eye, or a leg, or an arm. And so they would have an eye patch. Yes, especially in days where they didn't have proper medicine, so infections could lead to the loss of a limb.
Animal plushes. It's not really PTSD, but a bunch of us them tried to stab us, and this guy wants to take me to
their arms off. What do you mean?
This guy wants to take me to a plush store for exposure therapy, and there's gonna be a bunch of little kids there, and I'm just gonna be ripping the arms off of plushes because that's the only way I know to kill them, and there's gonna be children crying. And nobody wants
But they're not
this.
gonna be animated, are they?
I will assure you that gloom has nothing to do with our beliefs as an organization.
Where did this happen is the question, because there's probably like some form of magical, some bullshit.
Yeah, they had like Cal. They had like evil souls or something.
Maybe in a way, I guess we aren't all that different from Bayonetta.
So do you think that if you went to a regular ass toy store,
But hey, it's at least
the
safer
stuffed
here.
animals there would come to life and try
Yes.
to kill you?
I can't take
There
that
is
chance.
nothing attempting to kill me.
I could tell you.
Also, I guess, since
To be
you
fair,
have put a entry into our simulator, if you don't want to bring your weapon in the future, you can leave it there. The simulator will just make it for you.
staring at me directly, I'd be okay.
But if you do get your weapon replaced, it may benefit you to bring your new one, so that way you can practice on it and not a weapon you no longer
It's
use.
hard enough, and especially if it's got a little knife next to it. Yeah,
Alright.
I think I might go on a ripping tear.
There's never knives in a toy store.
This guy.
It's a toy store for kids.
I mean, you're
Oh, okay, well, they might be infested with evil plushes.
There could be.
No.
Okay, but
I
there
still
could
say
be, like.
kitchen sets there that have like classic knives.
Alright, y'all. I'm headed out. You'll be school.
Bye.
There's a lazy behind me.
Good to meet you, Nines.
Have a good
Good
one,
seeing you.
Charles.
It is
Hey, have a
good
good
to
one,
meet
Charles.
you.
Good
Nice to meet you.
Ah.
I have a feeling this guy would not like the movie Chucky.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
Glim,
I should
or
show
Saw.
you it though.
Keep yourself in one
Or
piece,
Saw.
bud.
Glim.
I'll
I'm
keep
gonna set an
myself
example
in at
in
least
my
a piece where my head is attached to my chest.
Charles has been an ageist for a long time. At least a few years. At least.
Lacey and I are probably gonna be leaving with you, but if you, Aw. But if you got places to be, then I don't mean to keep you. It's been good to have you though. Thanks for coming.
It is good to see you. Thank you for.
It's good to see you
joining.
too. And yeah, if you would like to stop on by in future again, just feel free to message me. I'll happily send a request for you.
Okay. I am going to return to the current base.
Okay.
This way I
You be
can focus on the Minecraft server.
Alright, well, you take care.
The test has been extended by a month. Oh! Stop spinning. Stop spinning.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Bad. Yeah, if I turn my head, it's not. It's like it's not really aligned to where my head is. It's not good. It's not good. It's probably that the prefab has kind of become a little jank as VR chat has updated over time. It happens when worlds are kind of old. Which, the cathedral map is quite old. It hasn't received updates for a while. Still a very good map, but some of the fancier prefabs might be a little stinky. Yeah, the files are gone because they were on Oblivious's hard drive that got just so it can't be fixed. It has to be remade. I know there's been discussion about either Oblivious remaking it or someone else making a not the cathedral map, but another map that could be used socially for like a on planet base for Aegis. Ooh. I know there's been discussion of that. But I don't think anybody has started on anything yet. Whether it's, this or that. By the way, I just want to point out, if you notice, there were specific points that I noted hurt her back, her head, which she didn't say where, but it's mostly the back of her head. And her insides, as well as these sections of limb.
Charles having his council of sane people in the middle of the fucking garden, and everyone.
Have y'all seen the back?
By the way, you did actually. I'm not sure. You probably heard it.
Her spine
the
is
idea
replaced.
for the spines on the backs of those was directly inspired off of your clown.
What?
Oh, the
One, if you're changing to it, then I'll be able to give an example. So Rosie plays a hyena character, and she has these sort of stilts where they can rock back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, it's
that
the
was
joke.
kind of...
I won't be able to actually do that because then I'll just fall. But
yeah,
it's the joke because Leon's like,
well,
oh, I'm gonna punch the shit out of her, and I'm like, haha. It's the weighted blow up like clown punching bag, and it just goes.
You can mimic it, but you can't really do it because if you actually like full do it, you'll fall over because you have normal people feet. But that's role play. Role play.
The magic of role play.
Wow.
I love her.
I so rarely hear you talking in your normal voice.
Don't worry. In July, it'll be mostly back and just kind of more like this, if anything, just more.
Yeah.
Lacey admitted that she doesn't remember what his old voice sounds like.
It's been so long.
Made Charles cry many big tears.
Many big tears.
Ooh.
How does Charles feel about things he's learned today?
He's definitely alarmed. It's not to the point to where he hasn't lost faith in whoever this administrator is, but it's very much like Reyna and Magpie. A lot of synthetic characters have this thing they do where they say that they're functional. And that's always whether it's a miscommunication between the intent and what is actually being asked, or if it's a form of obfuscation. I've noticed that it is very frequently the declaration of I am functional.
Reyna at least very often used it as an obfuscation of ha 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 I'm fine. Because she didn't want because Reyna had an understanding and feeling of the emotions she was feeling. However, A3 does not feel those. A3 is happy. Which and many people started to comment on that to A3 and would say, like, you say you're operational, but how are you feeling? So A3 started to add the I am operational and happy.
Right.
And no one has ever seen her have any emotion that is not happy. And you're the first person who she has directly said, I am always happy.
Speaking of synthetics, the
that
cat
was synthetic.
rat.
Incorrect.
The cat rat.
She's a cyborg. She's not a synth. But people don't want to believe that. It's D0, so I don't blame them.
The main thing that Charles was concerned about in regards to what she stated on that front was the notion of emotional override. Kind of going to what I'd put in that the fucking schizo post in your Discord about the emotional override of a brain that has been reduced to a blank slate via trauma. If you can control, this is something I actually learned in a press conference that our city did, talking about brain chemistry and how that can affect goal setting and things like that. The brain can very easily both trick you and be tricked, depending on the release of dopamine, serotonin, and various mood boosting or mood decreasing chemicals. I see. I see. I mean, I'm not sure how you could. Without, being like,
I mean,
hey lady, you mind if I take
baseline a brain scan to figure out, like, oh, there's something there. Just like, kind of just like Maddie, for real. Because Maddie is she's 50-50 synthetic or cybernetic and organic, and that also includes her brain. Half her brain is, formed. Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. And honestly, I won't lie. That would the theory I posted would probably be Charles's first belief as well, because it's not the first time that something like that would occur. But to go to the original point, just to at least get that idea on the board, he's more concerned with the emotional override.
Accidentally clicked the mute button, I'm sorry.
Like he
I'm
stated
sorry.
in character.
I clicked the mute button
people
on
have
accident.
negative emotions for a method of survival. So it's not that she's wrong for, taking joy in these exploratory measures, regardless if that's, something mundane or something extreme like exploring combat. It's the fact that she is only happy. That there is no, like, cutting off of that emotion as a means of self-preservation. Now, obviously, she does have the directive to preserve herself, but in Charles's mind, there's still the notion of if there is only dopamine being processed and it's just being bombarded with that, not only is there going to be a horrific crash whenever that dopamine isn't received, or the digital equivalent, because he doesn't know that she has organic parts.
Not yet.
So, yeah, that would be one concern when he does figure out that she does figure out that she has organic parts.
With the scanner that is using, how much does it scan?
So I'm not gonna lie, that is something I might need to discuss a little bit with Oblivious, because I don't really know. All I know is that there have been...
A3 had no reason to believe that it would reveal her, because she has been informed not to let that information get out. But A3 had no reason to believe that it would do that. So she had no reason to be like, "Oh no, I can't do that." So
yeah, but at the same time, I
talk
also
to
don't want to use that
Oblivious.
information to be like, "Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, you fell for my clever trick." No, I wouldn't think that would be the right thing to do in any case.
It's more important because I don't think Charles would have any reason to go into that data and then be like, "I'm going to look into this and see what's happening." But if it does scan that and it would simulate her bleeding, he would see that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if it simulates blood for other people that are fleshy. I don't know how much scanning it does.
So I know in the Mountain of Pain it was 1-for-1 in terms of scanning, but we also weren't scanning for full like dive immersion stuff like that. So again, it would be something I need to
Oh, yeah, it would be
discuss
that.
with Oblivious on just to make sure that all the ducks are in a row.
Yeah.
But the point being is that I don't want to use it as a gotcha. It's just quite literally, we can't put you in the sim without getting that scan.
Yeah. No, and that's why I'm like, I don't think it would be, because I don't think he would think to do that. He has no reason to do
wouldn't.
so. He wouldn't. He has, I believe, no reason currently other than a few minor things that she does and says to believe she is
So
not
the-
synthetic.
The concern he has at that point is twofold. One is pain, which is interesting for him. Specifically the fact that she calls the pain errors. But at the same time, he understands so little about synthetics to where, like, for example, synthetics gaining sentience through errors is a tried and true evolution of synthetic characters. Literally the reason why Lacey was even able to be made is because Canicus developed like full sentience and gained an attachment towards Lacey. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Am I correct in that?
He went off the path before going into Mirak. He ended up murdering his master, basically.
Okay.
And he ended up just pursuing, because he felt limited, so he pursued his path out that point.
Okay. I would think-
And that's how he came into Mirak.
I would think that the fact that she can experience pain and calls it errors wouldn't be a big trigger, but the fact that she has persistent pain might be a further concern, because why would a synthetic be in consistent pain?
Right.
What design
there's an error
feature
in her
is that?
manufacturing. Yeah.
Well, design feature, maybe a design flaw, or like an issue with sensors.
Yeah.
And that would be my go-to. Oh no, she's broken.
Oh no, she's broken.
Oh no, the A3, she broken.
She's broken.
I'm on the opposite spectrum of this entire like kind of ordeal, because these characters, Maddie and is it 305?
A305. A309.
A3. A309. A3 is you were around gang. Early gang.
I was.
You know
I used to play Caro. I do.
She's a catbot. This is Gang Season 3 catbot. But she's not a corpse.
Yeah.
Versus like the other catbots, which were just strung up body parts and corpses.
I remember I witnessed one of them as Reyna, and it was traumatizing for Reyna.
Yeah. But she got brought back as a catbot, and no one believes that she's organic or she's human. But she is like, I am, but she's not going to fight it because there's no point.
Whereas A3, many people most people end up believing she is a cybernetic, that she is part human, part robot. Whereas A3 wholeheartedly believes she is synthetic.
And I've shown the organic side of Maddie through emotions and eating and, processing and just living, basically.
Yeah.
Which is jarring to everyone in the Hollow, because they're like, what, how? Like, as soon as they see me with like a drink in hand, like taking a drink in the hallway, they're like,
what are you doing?
Huh? I love it.
I try to show both sides for A3. I try to give little hints now and then that something is off. And then I also try to make it clear that she has a very synthetic way of thinking.
I think for Charles, another thing that the thing that made him sit her down and try to explain the like comfort level stuff was I'm not sure what exactly was happening where she would sort of stagger and have to spend some time trying to, like, she would literally like hold this pose where she is trying to like balance herself. And the first couple times Charles did it was because he kicked her.
Yeah.
Or she did that was because Charles kicked her, and Charles was like, oh yeah, that's, I mean, anyone
But then he started to
would
notice
need to,
it was happening more.
it,
And it was purposeful.
it was exactly. Well, wait, hold on. Purposeful on your part or
Purposeful on my part, not
309's
purposeful on her part.
Okay.
Purpose.
Okay,
There
because that
there
was-
is something happening to cause that, and I am making sure that it is seen.
So Charles was worried that he was basically overstimulating her because his one major card against Aegis above all other things is the Mountain of Pain. He hates that it happened, and I've stated out of character and would definitely do so in character. If they did another
Not
Mountain
urgent,
of Pain,
though.
Charles, out, gone, next day. Bam, done. He is very worried about pushing people to the limits to where they break as training.
Yeah.
Because he is not in boot camp. A-309 is not a piece of clay he has to mold into a perfect soldier. She is a person going to him out of trust to learn how to fight better. So when he was seeing those reactions, just like, okay, this is a stimulation thing. You know, after not after the first time, but maybe after the fifth, where they were like getting longer and she was needing to like do it more often. It's like, okay, I'm not going to. This isn't a pull my punches thing. This is a sit down and have a talk thing.
Yeah. Because one of the problems that I'm sure he noticed is A3 does not know her limit. Because A3 is always happy. So when she gets signals like pain, she does not know necessarily it's time to stop.
Right.
Which is why
I think Charles
what
pretty much
happened
mentioned
at
that as the exact fear.
at Bay, where the situation where she lost her leg and had the very bad stabby stomach. It's because she did not know her limit. Now, she is starting to learn her limits, and as she starts to learn them, she adjusts. But unlike having fear, she can't base that off of fear. She has to base that off of experience. Which is kind of where the slight flaw comes in of she has a directive to survive, but she doesn't know what she can't survive.
So
If
on
you
the one
also
hand, it's
noticed,
almost
like,
good that. Oh, sorry.
She also did not have any reaction to a sword being flipped around in front of her face.
Well, to be honest, in Charles's mind, that was more of. I am assuming that you are a blank slate here, because you said that you have little data, and the way Charles is taking this aspect of data is in the mind that she is blank and she is learning everything basically as it goes along. Like, you basically plop someone who knows how to walk, talk, eat, you know, the basic societal functions, and everything else they have to learn on the spot.
Most of, yes.
So,
She has some instincts, but not great ones.
And even then, I'm willing to bet those instincts are probably existing more from, you know, error or other logic issues rather than, like, inbuilt instinct that is purposeful and meant to be there.
Yeah.
So,
I will give you a slight hint. She consistently would say that there were errors that were being corrected. And said it was not the mistakes from fighting. And that those errors were separate from pain.
She's adapting and she's learning. Which is why Charles, in the beginning was very much like, of course she's not going to, take a step back whenever I have a sword, really close to her face. Hello.
I'm giving
I-
Mars a frog blink emote.
Yes, good.
What? A frog blink? Perfection.
Yes, from Mars.
I told her to put it on one character, and then she said she's putting it on
He
her.
said
so
Lee, and
it
I was
works
like,
out.
no.
Because
Let's
it'd be
go on
so
Mars.
good.
I frog
Mars
blinked
Wait,
him
is
as
just
Maddie.
as good.
May I make a
No, that's fair.
small request? Oh, okay.
Maybe. What is it?
Could you also do it on Marcel?
Marcel. God. Yeah, fine, I will. I need to get her uploaded.
Dave corrected me. She didn't know how to eat. She had to learn how to. She also
see.
technically doesn't know that she needs to breathe. She doesn't actually know that yet. She'll figure that
but
out.
she's unconsciously breathing. I see.
Yeah. She'll figure that out eventually.
That's good at
One
least.
of these days she's gonna be like, I'm gonna go in the water. And then she's gonna realize she can't swim because these fucking things. And then she's gonna be like,
She's gonna breathe the
oh,
water and then drown.
there's something wrong.
It's okay, just
I
breathe.
can't believe it.
Just breathe,
Yeah,
just breathe.
Just
Why is the breathing so thick? Why is my insides thick?
Feeling this
Yes.
way.
Ugh.
So
Tastes like
with
this.
D0 Black Market, being the black market, I'm gonna bring Jess back.
Oh, it is out, it is out, it is
She wasn't able
free.
to go. There was an announced final session of the black market, and she wanted to go to buy explosive shotgun rounds, but she couldn't go because her brother got his leg stomped off by a catbot.
Ooh.
So she had to be there
Oh,
for
that's
him.
what you're talking
Valid.
about.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Also, I messaged Neb about it. He said
Mayhaps. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's because he wants to
hold my
get
hand.
other Flint
I don't
or updated
care.
Flint.
He's
That's
never
probably
gonna
why he
do
said
it.
mayhap.
He's not gonna.
Okay, well, I'm probably have
Goodbye.
like
Minutes.
this.
Good time. Yeah, I'll be.
Bye bye. Flips you off. Turns around.
Oh,
What the fuck?
why do I lag whenever I scroll through my avatar menu?
That might be a sign you have quite a few.
Well, how many do I have? 811 uploaded avatars.
I only
That'd
have
do it.
202.
That'd do it.
I have too many.
numbers.
I have too many. I've been playing since 2018.
Oh yeah, I'm
That'd
well
do it.
after 2020 when I started.
I started VR chat in 2018. I didn't start roleplay until I think 2019. I don't think I started the first year. I think technically speaking, I started November 2017, but I didn't really play very much until 2018, so I say 2018.
Where? There she is.
The first time I ever logged into VR chat was to do a NPC thing.
Ooh.
So when they said I was green, that meant like, please tell me how do I change avatars?
How do I
green.
change avatars? When my first actual roleplay was Ages.
I see.
Was the beginning, the very beginning of Ages. At least my first
You mean
VR roleplay I used to
Renegades, or
do.
Do you mean
No, when Aegis first started, not Renegades.
when Aegis first started? Okay.
I technically in VR chat did roleplay before, and I did plenty of roleplay like text RPs, but VR chat was my first voice roleplay and my first VR roleplay.
I see. Also, if you ever wonder why Charles sounds like this, don't actually blame her because the necromancy stuff was actually his idea first. Blame
It's
him.
fine, it's fine,
It's this stubborn motherfucker.
I'm what you call a catalyst to a story arc. So just as a reference, because your ex-gang RPer, she's a tiger.
Yeah.
He's doing this for a tiger. I want that to shoot back at Charles. I want whispers to like cause shit, but I know they would never will.
You fucking baller.
I used to whispers. If it would load. If it would load. Come on. Process.
Wrong lady.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. I used to whisperers. There was a point where I was a whisperer, and I did gang RP, but Caro left when they switched when they changed. A lot of people exodus and went to Valentes. After there was that brief period where there was no gang RP. And now Caro has kind of retired from the Valentes. She's still kind of around. But she's not active in Valentes now. A3 is actually my Valentes character.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
But nothing will beat the frog bat.
Frog.
And my evil finger. It was a poison.
Oh.
And that was like accidental because I just didn't remove the really long nail, and I was like, you know what? Poison finger.
Poison.
It's funny because I don't think we really have any like gang characters that are like fully committed to like the eccentric fashion style, except for mine.
Now I don't really know what you're talking about. I think I'm pretty damn eccentric
You're
myself.
eccentric.
Thank you.
Caro is very
Dumpster diver.
Harajuku fashion. She's supposed to be Decora.
Mm-hmm.
But Decora within the means of somebody who doesn't have that much money. And also who doesn't want to overload the avatar system. There is a model of her that has a whole bunch of her like tattoos that aren't shown on this.
Only other person I can think of that's eccentric is Art and Stuff's character. Hemlock.
Kara was the OG eccentric. Nobody was very eccentric with fashion at the time that I played her. So she was kind of an odd one out.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember any. I want to say the only other person I can think of was either a Numinance character, which came in way later, or because she had a literal like traffic cone.
Yeah,
she had a traffic cone with a bunch of stickers on it.
Yeah, and then Jackie is the only other person that I can think of with kind of some fashion sense, I guess. She ended up getting like a synthetic arm and wanted like stickers on it.
Yeah. I'm still pretty pleased with how I designed Caro. She's one of the few models where I'm like, this aged well. I don't feel like if I ever bring her back that I need to like go and fix her. Aside from like just some errors. But she's just not really a character that I had a ton of fun with.
That's fair.
I had fun with her in the setting. But then when she was kind of removed from the setting and as she moved into Valentes, she wasn't as fun. Because it's difficult with her. I tried to do like kudere with her, where she's not very emotional. And that ended up being kind of too much of a flaw.
Yeah, that's playing either emotionally distant or socially avoidant characters.
It's hard.
Isn't fun.
No.
It's hard and it isn't fun unless you are willing to put in the effort and you don't mind being alone. Because not everyone's gonna want to go out of their way to help you.
Yeah. And that's why
that's the thing people always assume is people are gonna want to go out of their way to help you.
No.
You're not the main character.
No.
Everyone is their own main character in their own story.
And that like I said, it worked really well in the gang RP sense. Because she had plenty of reason to go and talk to people. But then once we got to Valenti's, she had a lot less reason to go and talk to people and do things. Because everyone was, at that point in gang RP, in the same small areas. And there were a few key people that she could talk to all the time. But then those people didn't go with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, my mod Dave is saying that socially avoidant characters can't be pulled off outside of closed RP, which is correct. In closed RP, they can work. Not in open RP and in Metaverse, it doesn't work. Which is why most of the characters I play
depends on luck at that point. Because we have people like Sean Hoff here who has a character that literally goes out of his way to interact with people's characters. Not a lot of people do that, but they exist, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
So unless you're that diamond, unless you come across the, diamond in the rough, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
That's why I play a lot. I've recently I continue to make characters that are going to actively try to talk to people. Because whenever I make introverted characters and characters that are not going to go and talk to people often, they either have a very small pool of people to talk to, or B, they have a time limit. And that time limit is when the people that they have those connections to run out. Whenever their stories end and they're gonna stop playing. Because they don't get any new interactions. So a lot of my characters that have lasted a very long time are those characters that will go and talk to people. Like Cord, which has been one of my longest lasting characters. The only problem with Cord is right now I don't have anything to do for her. Because I took a long break from playing her. So now she's kind of a little removed from everything that's happening. So she doesn't really have anything to do.
Things to do. Either worm your way back in or have other stuff to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had more to do with A3 and River. River, I know, is a character who I'm not. He might have kind of a time limit. I'm not sure. He's very dependent on Powder. A3 does not have. I don't think she has a time limit. She's fairly social. There are some things that do need to be fixed on her, and I'm somewhat reliant on people eventually finding that and fixing it. Because for her to progress fully, that needs to be fixed. But it's going to become a progressive issue and something that I'm going to start more aggressively making clear over time. But no one has really firmly noticed it yet.
That being, she's actually a member of LF. She just got the paint job.
She just got the paint job changed.
She is actually supposed to be Jane Signalis. That is supposed to be red, not white.
Signalis. Who I'd like to bring back, though, is I need to have Cassidy come around more.
Okay.
She hasn't been around in a while. Partially.
This is your Church of St. Jerome character?
Yes.
Okay. That's right. I rolled that nat 20. I pulled out that 6-year-old lore like it was nothing.
He says when he mentioned it with a question mark.
We can ignore this.
I need to update her model so that they're a Meryl now, because they should be a Meryl now.
I don't know this Pokemon stuff, Rosie.
Meryl.
Can you help me?
Dude, I think I lost my shit when I saw you flip off the Pokemon box in the fucking secret apartment. I was like, what the fuck? Oh no, Charles hates Pokemon. I forgot. I'm tempted to make Lacey not like Pokemon.
Workarium doesn't always work for me time-wise, is the problem.
Learned behavior
Lacey's
from
her
a parental
own goober.
figure.
Lacey's her
Ooh.
I've taught my daughter to hate.
Yay! Hatred!
No!
Yippee!
I want to teach Lacey to hate slavers, but not in the way Charles does. Please don't
Hatred.
coat yourself in gore.
Yay, gore!
No!
Okay. I'm going
No,
to
it's
head
inevitable.
out.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye!
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Getting a headache. Getting a headache. Alright, we're going to end. Is there anybody y'all want to raid? I also miss Penny, but Penny's kind of an awkward one because she was somewhat reliant on particular characters because she was so tied to them. But I may try and have her come around a little more often to like Orlando Soccer or something. She's a good Orlando Soccer character, so is Cassidy and some others. How about we get Red? Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. I hope you had a good time. I don't know that we'll have a stream tomorrow because I am going to the Minecraft movie tomorrow. But I will probably talk to y'all in the Discord about the Minecraft movie. But I'll keep it spoiler free. I'm excited. And the next thing that I know for certain the next RP we are going to have is... I hope so. We're... That broken unfinished CG. Oh god. Anyways, we'll have RP hopefully on Saturday. We'll have Bay. Or no, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Bay. Dang it, never mind. We'll have RP on Sunday for sure. We'll have RP on Sunday for sure. I don't know if we'll have RP tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. Okay. Goodbye, cowboys!